very good at home lately, looking for a fourth Premier League home win in a row today, something they've not achieved in the past. Manchester United have only had one win in their last 6 games, and Erik ten Hag has been feeling the pressure. The Manchester United bosses were underway, has named an unchanged team from the 11 that started against Liverpool at Old Trafford last weekend, and that means that Marcus Rashford starts. Rashford, who had been a doubt, an injury doubt during the week. Maguire here plays it forward towards Rashford, gets a touch ahead of Adam Smith, and the ball goes out of play down by the corner flag that Manchester United attack, left hand side as they come forward. Last time these sides met was in December. Mark Warburton alongside me. Bournemouth won by 3-0 that day, and you can tell there's a bit of excitement amongst the home fans here, hoping for something similar here.
Yeah, it's not a case of little old Bournemouth anymore, Conor, that's for sure. Expectant crowd here. They know this team can score goals. They've proven that on countless occasions. Got goals around the team from wide areas as well. So looking forward to this afternoon's encounter.
Manchester United's games have been a roller coaster lately. That crazy game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, where they were behind and they led and they ended up losing. And then even last weekend against Liverpool, being behind, getting in front, conceding the late equaliser. Manchester United don't tend to do things the easy way for Erik ten Hag. He would love a straightforward afternoon here, but is that how things are going to pan out? Manchester United, who started this weekend much closer to the bottom half of the table than they did to the top 4. Adam Smith, who scored against Manchester United back in 2016, is going to take a throw-in right full-back position for the hosts. Bournemouth in their red and black vertical stripe. Smith really taking his time over this throw. Sends it towards the halfway line, towards Dominic Solanke, Bournemouth's top scorer this season. 18 goals he's got for the campaign in all competitions. He's the man Manchester United's defence has got to keep an eye on today. The unchanged team means that it's still Willy Kambwala alongside Harry Maguire. It's only Kambwala's 3rd start as a Premier League player. He's going to have to react here with Solanke in front of him. Ball bouncing on the edge of the penalty area. Solanke's used his weight well to shove Kambwala off the ball, but done it fairly. Cliver tries to nip into the penalty area. Comes out to Ouattara. Smith's delivery is really good, and the header is just away off target by Solanke. It took a deflection on the way through. It's going to be a corner. Bournemouth's first attack just oozed danger. 0-0 at the Vitality.
Yeah, the way Solanke there went straight onto Kambwala, Conor, as you rightly said, used his physicality experience very, very well. It could be a tough afternoon for the young United defender here.
It is 0-0. This is 5 Live for the BBC. We're on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website as well. First set piece of the evening is a corner for Ryan Christie. Christie, who's only missed 1 Premier League game this season, sends it in. Left-footed, in-swinger. Bruno Fernandes heads away. Kerkez tries to follow up with a volley, but to say he got underneath that is an understatement. It was like an attempted goal in the Six Nations in rugby, and it goes out for a goal kick for Andre Onana away to our right-hand side.
I think Bournemouth is set here for the press. They're very keen. United have got to move this ball quickly, Conor, but any poor decision-making, and Bournemouth are ready to pounce here. Solanke's leading the line, doing it very well, but you can see they're all on the front foot, very keen to press them hard and high.
Onana plays it short out of the penalty area to Harry Maguire. He will clip it over into space for Kambwala on the right-hand side. The Manchester United fullbacks, who've been rotating a lot lately, they have lined up same positions as they did last weekend. So Dalot at right back, Wan-Bissaka at left back. It was the other way around in the previous game against Chelsea. Nice 1-2 here between Wan-Bissaka and Rashford. Then he pushes it in front of Højlund. Head start though for Zabarnyi, and Ilya Zabarnyi gets there first to touch it back to the Brazilian goalkeeper Neto. His clearance up over the halfway line. Casemiro Johnson wins the header. Manchester United won't hold on to the ball, and Kerkez gets it back on the left-hand side. He's already motoring up over the halfway line. It's been a bright, fast-paced start to the game here, still 0-0.
Absolutely, they play with a nice tempo, Bournemouth, aren't they? United had the early possession, but they're moving it well now. Bournemouth, they feel very confident in possession. As I say, they have an outlet in Solanke in terms of pace and physicality, and no doubt they use them all afternoon.
Earlier on today, the Grand National was won by I Am Maximus, as Bournemouth try to get into the penalty area down the left-hand side. Kambwala uses good strength to hold off Luis Sinisterra, the Colombian, and he shepherds the ball out for a goal kick to Andre Onana away to our right-hand side. Manchester City are back on top of the Premier League for now. They beat Luton. City, who had more touches inside the opposition penalty area in that game than any other Premier League team have had in a match since such records began. That was very much a one-way traffic affair, and both of the other title contenders, Arsenal and Liverpool, are in action tomorrow. You can listen to commentary of their games here on 5 Live. Push inside the penalty area on Kobbie Mainoo, who scored a brilliant goal last weekend. Needs a free kick to Manchester United at the back.
But once again there, you saw Bournemouth prepared to go man-to-man, push Christian Cook forward there to rest right onto their Man United counterpart. So they have to move the ball quickly, and I think it may take United going long on occasion just to try and turn this Bournemouth defence.
Bournemouth have got Neto in goal, back four of Smith, Zabarnyi, Senesi, who's into the team for Kelly, who's on the bench, and Kirkes at left back. In midfield, Lewis Cook with Ryan Christie. Then there's a line of three: Ouattara, Kluivert and Sinisterra behind the main striker Dominic Solanke. The Manchester United team, Onana in goal, back four Dalot, Kambwala, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. In midfield it's Casemiro with Mainoo, and then it's Garnacho, Fernandes and Rashford behind Rasmus Højlund. Højlund who's got 7 goals in his last 9 Premier League games. Again, the ball goes out of play, goal kick to Manchester United away to our right hand side. 6:06 to come once the live football has finished here. That'll be round about 7:30 or so, and we will have live coverage of day 3 of the Masters later on here on 5 Live. Possession given away on the edge of the penalty area by Kobbie Mainoo, and Christie's going to be in to shoot here. He's been held up just about by Kambwala, shot in the end from a tight angle, and he's blocked in front of the goalkeeper by Harry Maguire. Mistake by Kobbie Mainoo, who's had such a good season, who's got so many good plaudits, but he very nearly cost his team there.
But once again, there's a press, nice and high, winning the ball on the edge of United's defensive third, nearly getting their rewards there. Christie earned a half a yard, but good defending to push him away.
Ryan Christie, who hasn't scored in the Premier League this season, his one goal came in the League Cup at Swansea in September. He just needed an extra touch or two to get the shot away, and to be fair to Kambwala, he shielded him away to a tighter angle, but Bournemouth should have got a shot in on target there. Neto, dressed in luminous yellow away to our left-hand side, plays it down the right wing. Ouattara jumps in the air and beats Wan-Bissaka. Maguire gets the ball down on the deck, and this is Casemiro playing it up towards the centre circle, where Højlund is challenged by Senesi. Manchester United do well to hold on to the ball. Bruno Fernandes gives it to Rashford into the penalty area. Nice feed from Rashford, but he can't take the ball on, and it's cleared away by Adam Smith up towards the halfway line once again. Still 0-0 on 5 Live.
You see they'll get chances there, Conor. If they can break this high press, there'll be space in behind, but right now Bournemouth are working very well, tactically very sound.
Marcus Rashford, who's got 5 goals against Bournemouth in his 10 appearances against them in the past. He has scored against Bournemouth in each of the last 2 seasons that these clubs have been in the same division as each other. He has started the game wide on the left-hand side with Garnacho on the right. Erik ten Hag, who's wearing a sleeveless gilet, chino trousers today for the Dutchman, stands with his hands in his pockets watching progression inside the technical areas. Casemiro finds a nice pass up to Kobbie Mainoo. Here is Garnacho with the bright green boots. Dalot set off on an overlapping run ahead of him. Garnacho will play it short to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Then Rashford with a pass that he gets back again from Garnacho, but he can't return it to the Argentinian. Manchester United needed to be more careful in possession there. Nice footwork from Justin Kluivert. He tried a little backheel volley to flick the ball into his own path, and he nearly got away with it too, but the ball carried on into the possession of Andre Onana away to our right hand side. Bournemouth 0, Manchester United 0 here. As possession with Sinisterra on the far side, plays it infield to Ilya Zabarnyi, who's the only Bournemouth player to have featured in every minute of every game in the Premier League this campaign. Neto will look for space. He gives it to Adam Smith, the right back. Smith now over the top, forcing Harry Maguire to backpedal. Kluivert leaning into the pressure on him, and the referee's whistle blows. Maguire caught the ball, and I think most Bournemouth fans hadn't heard the whistle there. They thought that was a blatant handball. Of course, Harry Maguire only handled it because he'd heard the referee's whistle for the foul.
They're being very brave here, Bournemouth. They say without the ball, they're stepping in, they're prepared to go man-to-man, they're pushing defenders, fullbacks very high in, and then when they get possession of the ball, they're prepared to go long with outlets of pace and physicality. The wide men are so important to the way they play.
It's already been a successful week for Bournemouth. Anthony Areola has been named the Premier League Manager of the Month. 3 changes in his team today from the 11 that started against Luton last weekend, with Senesi in the back, and because of injury he's had to bring in 2 new wingers, Luis Sinisterra and Dango Ouattara. only a 7th start to the Premier League this season for Sinisterra, who's made twice as many appearances off the bench of the top flight this campaign. Free kick to Manchester United on the halfway line to be taken by Harry Maguire. They'll play it towards the edge of the penalty area where Bruno Fernandes had run forward. He's beaten in the air by Lewis Cook, who was back helping out the defence there. Bournemouth clear it away towards the left wing, towards Sinisterra, but he can't control it. Sun in his eyes. Ball goes out for a Manchester United throw, bang on the halfway line. Mark Warburton.
We're only 11 minutes in here, Conor, but as I say, they're denying Man United any chance of any rhythm or momentum at the moment, snapping into challenges. You know, the first challenge here, picking up second balls and playing forward with pace and purpose as well. So all credit to Bournemouth so far.
Tomorrow we'll bring you Liverpool against Palace at 2 o'clock and Arsenal against Aston Villa. That's a 4:30 start. Huge lot of Champions League football to come on Wednesday on 5 Live. We'll have commentary of both of the evening's quarter-final second legs. Manchester City against Real Madrid on 5 Live and Bayern Munich against Arsenal on Sports Extra as Aaron Wan-Bissaka clears the ball away for Manchester United. Rashford gets in ahead of Smith. Kobe Mainoo plays it out to the left wing where that area vacated by Smith has now been filled by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Nice ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Garnacho steps into the box, pulls it back. Can Dello react quick enough here? Not quick enough to get a shot on target, but he's flicked it to Kobe Mainoo, who's tripped in the penalty area. Manchester United only muted appeals for a penalty kick. He seemed to go off balance himself rather than be fouled, and Bournemouth relieved to clear the ball away. And to be honest, in this day and age with everyone making a meal out of everything, I thought there'd be more of a shout for a penalty here.
Really surprised there, Conor. I thought the whole team would appeal for that one. Look at the replay, there wasn't too much contact, but surprised at the lack of appeal.
There doesn't
for
have
sure.
to be contact for most of the drama we get these days. But I guess, to be fair to the teenager Kobe Mainoo, he's not made a song and dance about that, and that is to be admired. This is his last game as an 18-year-old Kobe Mainoo. Maturity coming in early. He'll be 19 by the time Manchester United play again. Casemiro chests it down inside the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes, who scored from long range against Liverpool last weekend, sends out a very long-range back pass there from inside the Bournemouth half all the way back to goalkeeper Onana, wearing luminous green, away to our right-hand side. Kirkes controls the ball ahead of Bruno Fernandes. Rashford should have got possession back there, but he wasn't able to stretch. Bournemouth have it on the halfway line, 0-0 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Ouattara, right wing for Bournemouth, comes infield, blocked by Casemiro as he tries to cross. And Lewis Cook, leaping in the air, can't get a clean touch of the ball. Højlund, who's only had scraps to feed off so far, runs into the big burly Ukrainian Zabarnyi, and Højlund's been able to give him the slip and scamper away down the left-hand side. Support arrives from Marcus Rashford. Bournemouth have been able to react well, though, and they've got plenty bodies back behind the ball. Bournemouth 0, Manchester United 0. This is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 10 yards inside opposition territory. Harry Maguire plays a 1-2 with Kobe Mainoo, and then under pressure from Kluivert, he'll turn and give it all the way back to Onana.
And once again, Bournemouth are winning the first challenges. They're winning the big duels here, Conor. They're merging with the ball here. They're picking up second balls in good areas, and they're showing a desire and impetus right now. So it's a real struggle for United to gain any sort of rhythm in the game.
Offside flag raised on the far side. Dalot had made a run forward, but he had jumped the gun in behind the defence, and he is in an offside position. Long ball again by Bournemouth, looking for Dominic Solanke. Solanke, who scored in Bournemouth's 3-0 win at Old Trafford in December, tries to play a 1-2 with Sinisterra, can't get on the second leg of it. Kambuala lunging in well to clear the ball away, but Bournemouth get it back immediately. 0-0 at the Vitality. Senesi gives a pass straight to Casemiro. Manchester United get it back just outside their own penalty area. Kobe Mainoo allowed to turn, rolls it in front of Højlund in a sprint with Zabarnyi, who gets there first and touches it back to the goalkeeper Neto. And again, it's a direct clearance towards the right wing, towards Ouattara. Maguire comes across to help Wan-Bissaka, and he's bundled into Dango Ouattara, and the Bournemouth number 11 has stayed down. The referee waits for the ball to go out of play. Looks like Ouattara, I think, winded as much as anything here, slow to get back to his feet.
I think he won the first 2 aerial challenges against Wan-Bissaka, didn't he? So Maguire came over for some reinforcement, but certainly went through the back of him there. But no, he looked fine, he's back at his feet, I'm sure he'll be okay.
Today, has the feeling that Erik ten Hag is under pressure. You read all the reports from the press conference yesterday, speaking a lot about wanting to get in new strikers for next season, lamenting the goals that have been provided by his team. You know, he mentioned in the press conference yesterday how Rashford got 30 goals last season. He's only got 7 in the Premier League this time round. But such, you know, with all the new owners that have come in and whatnot, financial fair play, unless they've got a couple of hotels they can sell, I'm not quite sure whether they're going to be able to spend as big as they did last summer when they outlaid £72 million for Rasmus Højlund.
But you're right, Con, in terms of the price of the type of strike.
Hang on, here's Solanke. Kambala slipped. Solanke shoots and scores! Mistake by Kambala is pounced upon by Dominic Solanke, and he gets up to 19 goals this season. Those are the sort of numbers that Manchester United strike force can only dream of this campaign. Solanke does what he's been doing all season. He made that look easy, actually. It was a long way out. He didn't blast it. He picked his spot accurately beyond Onana. And Bournemouth, who've already beaten Manchester United this season, lead against them again. The pressure mounts on Ten Hag. It's Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 0.
But again, it's the intensity of their press. They pick the ball up, the mistake is there. He shows his quality, his composure. As you rightly say, he's a good distance out, but he picks his spot and he beats a very good goalkeeper. That sets a new club record for Bournemouth striker in the Premier League. Enormous credit to Dominic Solanke.
It does. 7 years ago, Josh King got 16 goals in the Premier League. Dominic Solanke has just overtaken him there. And that is now goals home and away against Manchester United. Kambala, who is struggling to get back, lunged at Solanke and slipped, and that allowed him to really get his composure. He could take an extra breath. He knew the defender was on the deck, and he finished it so well from the edge of the penalty area. Bournemouth lead Manchester United.
But once again, the ball turns over too easy. Comes into Garnacho, got to retain possession, look after the football. Bournemouth step in, they win the ball, they play it forward, the mistake by the defender, and they get the reward. So fair play to Bournemouth, they're on the front foot.
So the goal just after the quarter-hour mark has started the evening very well for Andoni Iraola's team. Bournemouth fans won't count their chickens yet. They've dropped a lot of points from winning positions this season. But there's no doubt this is a very good start. Bournemouth, who scored very early when they beat United in December. It was only 5 minutes into the game when Solanke got the first goal there, and they went on to win 3-0. This time round, it's taken them to the quarter-hour mark. Same outcome with Bournemouth in front. Here's Kluivert, gives it to Ouattara, who's recovered from that knock that he had a few minutes ago. Poor pass from Ouattara, though. Kluivert wanted it played more firmly. It was intercepted easily. Casemiro here picks a pass out to Wan-Bissaka on the left-hand side. Bournemouth leading by a goal to nil. How are Erik ten Hag's team got to react to this? Good ball by Casemiro to Marcus Rashford, who steps into the penalty area, sells a dummy onto his left boot, shoots into the side netting. And from close range, it was well into the side netting. It was quite a distance away from the post. Rashford will be disappointed not to have got that on target. Good run, though. Good
ball by Casemiro at the outset to open up the play, puts him through there. Once he turns on his second time there, you think he's at least test the goalkeeper, but it's a very poor effort from close range.
Let's get an update from Hulkayor in the Rugby League in the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, Hulkayor 4, Lee 8, half-time here. Joe Burgess putting Hulkayor in front. Lee scoring through Kai O'Donnell. 2 goals from Matt Moylan. Lee lead in this Challenge Cup final rematch by 8 points to 4.
Here comes Kirkes attacking down the left-hand side for Bournemouth. Garnacho's trying to get back and challenge him. It was a little stumble from Kirkes just as he made connection. And I think Onana made the save as Manchester United breathed a sigh of relief. That could have been 2-0 here at the Vitality.
Once again, they step in, they win the challenge, ball turns over and they regain possession. Man United have to look after the football so much better.
Thanks to Matt Newsom at Craven Park for the update from Hulkayor. It just looked like Bournemouth were going to get in for a second goal there. Milos Kirkes, who's yet to score for the club. That's now 2 attempts at goal that he's had in these opening 20 minutes of the game. He's now down injured inside the centre circle. It's a little break in play, and Erik ten Hag here is trying to issue some instructions onto players. He's talking to Dallo, I think, of them. Even Dallo wasn't sure. He's going to pointing me, and it's just feel there's a bit of confusion amongst the visitors here. This is not the start that under pressure Erik ten Hag would have wanted today.
You want to see a confident start, Conor, didn't you? You want to see them take care of the football, move it with real pace and purpose, and look in control of the game. It's anything but that right now. Bournemouth have started so well, the front foot, the press is evident, but it's turning over way too cheaply right now for Man United.
Earlier on today, Stockport and Wrexham both promoted up to League One. And Newcastle thrashed Tottenham at St James's Park by 4-0. Brentford beat Sheffield United. There were draws between Burnley and Brighton and Nottingham Forest against Wolves. And you can catch the best of the action this evening on BBC One. Match of the day, 10:30 with Gary Lineker, Martin Keown and Mika Richards this evening. And if that's too late for you tonight, it is repeated at 7:40 in the morning. Back underway here at the Vitality. Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 0. Again, United give it away cheaply in the midfield, and Sinisterra is running at Dalot. Couple of step overs from the Colombian into the penalty area. Shoots across the face of goal and narrowly wide. And Bournemouth are dominating here, and Manchester United need to get their act together.
Once again there, you see Christie surrounded by Casemiro and Mainu. He emerges with the ball, plays it forward to Sinisterra. Great pace, real direct run, nearly gets his reward again.
So Sinisterra there, who's scored twice in the Premier League this season. He got outside of Dalot, and then he tried to cut it into the far bottom corner. Just ever so slightly wrapped his foot around it too much. A foul here on Rasmus Højlund by Sinesi means a free kick to Manchester United inside their own half.
But once again, the centre, they come tight to them. There's no time to turn. There's no peace on the ball whatsoever. They're prepared to give away the cheap free kicks and deny Man United get any rhythm at all in this game.
So Dominic Solanke's goal separating the teams. His 17th in the Premier League this season. That is way more than twice as many as any Manchester United player. No Manchester United player has got more than 7 in the top flight this campaign. Antoine Semenyo is here looking on. We can see him on our monitors. He's unable to play today, having picked up a knock against Luton last weekend. Wan-Bissaka is ready to take a throw-in, but for the second time in the match the game is halted because of an issue with the referee's communication devices, and just trying to sort that out. And in fact there's going to be a prolonged delay here as the referee goes down the tunnel in order to, we've all seen this, that pack that they carry on their arm is going to have to be replaced. So while we have a delay in the action here with Bournemouth leading Manchester United by 1-0, let's get an update from the tennis, the Billie Jean Cup qualifiers. Here's correspondent Russell Fuller.
Great Britain are in the Billie Jean King Cup finals in November because Emma Raducanu, for the second time in 2 days, has shown great skill, stamina and nerve to come back from a set down to win her match, and she had to do it in a third set tie-break, which she won 7-1 against Diane Parry after Katie Boulter beat Clara Burrell earlier. Britain beat France 3-1, and they've qualified for the 12-team finals in Seville in November.
Thanks very much, Russell. So still waiting for the return of referee Tony Harrington, who's gone off to get his communication devices corrected. Erik ten Hag has taken the opportunity for an impromptu team talk. I guess the obvious question, Mark Warburton, is what do you say if you're Erik ten Hag now and your team has started poorly here? And there's been that one chance for Rashford into the side netting. Otherwise, Manchester United have barely been near Neto's goal down the other end.
Absolutely, this break will suit Man United far better than Bournemouth, that's for sure. I think he has to look at the basics. Looking after the football is turning over far too cheaply. You look at the goal there in terms of Garnacho, ball turns over, Rashford likewise, good distribution from Onana, but Bournemouth step in, win the challenge, play forward, and once again on the counter. So I think right now, everything, do the basics better, Man United, and try and take care of this football.
Still no referee. We've 22 players out there. Tony Harrington returns to a big cheer. You see, it used to be all you needed was a whistle, a yellow card and a red card, maybe a pencil to write down the note, but that was it. Now the amount of equipment, I always think it's Batman's utility belt of between referee spray and microphones and headphones and heavens knows what else. But we are back underway, and the referee has got his equipment in working order. Here's Bruno Fernandes, skips away from Lewis Cook, plays the ball back to Diogo Dalot. Dalot to Garnacho. Garnacho's given the ball away a couple of times in these opening 25 minutes of the Vitality. Harry Maguire has possession 10 yards outside his own penalty area, goes direct up towards Garnacho, not accurate enough, straight to Sinesi. Bournemouth get it back again. Here comes Christie, bearing down on the D of the Manchester United penalty area. Hooks a high swirling pass out to the left wing. Sinisterra somehow stayed onside, looked to be off. Play on to the referee. Kirkes gives it back to Christie again. That's a great return ball. Difficult for Kirkes to take on his upper thigh, and it bounced away from him. But you can hear in the background the warm applause from the Bournemouth fans. They're impressed with what their team are doing here, and they lead Manchester United by 1-0.
And once again, Christie dictates proceedings. Conor steps in, wins the ball, plays a couple of really clever forward balls, and they're almost in with the fullback. So right now they're showing more intensity, more desire, more quality, and by far the more superior team.
Manchester United go to Wembley next weekend. Slip from Onana as he clears the ball away. Gets a pantomime cheer from the home fans here. Then a foul on, I think, both Bruno Fernandes and Rashford there, who were fouled in the same motion. Gives a free kick to Manchester United inside their opponent's half.
We're talking about, obviously, the quality involved in the ranks of Man United, Conor. There's no doubt about what they have in terms individually. But right now, it's just the basics. We're watching Bournemouth win challenges, win duels, play forward with purpose, and they're just running harder than Man United. So it's really about doing the basics better.
Bruno Fernandes to take the free kick. Bournemouth are holding a high line. They're stood well outside the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes tries to float it over that, looking for Harry Maguire on the far side. Kirkes is able to clear it away. Nothing fancy, just puts it out for a United throw midway into the Bournemouth half, right hand side of the pitch as they come forward. Dalot, who's making his 100th Premier League appearance, will take. Looking for some movement ahead. Garnacho comes close. Højlund tries to make a little darting run. I have to say there's no massive activity for Dalot here. He does pick out a throw to Casemiro, now to Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the penalty area, back to Wan-Bissaka left hand side, now picked up by Marcus Rashford. That's a good ball. Little back heel from Casemiro to Højlund, now Dalot back into Casemiro. Looks like he's off. Flag is raised on the far side. It was intricate from Manchester United, but in the end Casemiro offside.
Fair play to Bournemouth. They're working so hard to maintain their defensive shape here. Good distances, they look solid and compact. No doubt Man United had a little bit of quality to move the ball quickly there, but again they maintain defensive shape. So again, well played Bournemouth.
So a free kick to Adam Neto, former Barcelona goalkeeper, takes his time over it. It's a very bright, sunshiny evening here, and yet for this 5:30 kickoff, the floodlights are to their full wattage beaming down onto the already illuminated pitch. Erik ten Hag plays ball boy as he hands the ball to Adam Smith for a Bournemouth throw-in. Smith, who's made more Premier League appearances for Bournemouth than any other player in the club's history. Tara picks out a header to Sinisterra. Here's Christie, fancies one, shoots too high. Good driving effort from the edge of the D. It was beginning to dip, but it floats over the top. Plenty power behind that from Ryan Christie. It stays Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 0.
And again, the good physicality to Lanky. That first challenge to pick the ball up there. They win that first challenge. Out it comes to Christie, and not afraid to take the strike from 20-25 yards.
TV cameras here have just picked out a marvellous overhead shot. There must have a drone high up in the sky beaming down. It looked like a Sabutio game as the ball was played to Christie there when he slammed the shot over the top. But Manchester United are not the team making the better chances here. It's their host Bournemouth who lead thanks to Dominic Solanke's early goal, which came after the quarter-hour mark. Here comes Højlund into the penalty area for Manchester United, taking on Zabarnyi. Højlund to the byline, pocket picked by Adam Smith, who swept in to take the ball off him. Højlund was trying to shield it from Zabarnyi, and in doing so he showed too much the ball to Smith. Bournemouth able to clear it away, but they don't hold on to the ball, and here comes Aaron Wan-Bissaka down the left-hand side for Manchester United. Højlund turns on the edge of the D to the feet of Bruno Fernandes. Bit of room here for Dalot. He'll roll it to Garnacho into the penalty area on his right boot, blocked by Kirkes. Good tackle, stopped the shot. One possession to Bournemouth. They're trying to play their way out. Casemiro does regain possession, but Manchester United back on the halfway line. First time really we've seen Garnacho in a shooting position in the game.
Just about to say that first they've really created some space in Bournemouth's final third there, but unfortunately good defending, it was wasted. Once again Bournemouth play it forward from Christie.
Casemiro's not having his best game here. He's giving it away again. Sinisterra into the penalty area. Christie straight at the goalkeeper. That's his third chance, Christie. It was by far the most straightforward, and this time he kept it down, but straight at the goalkeeper. Glorious opportunity. He was about 12-14 yards out, and he just needed to pick his spot there. More composure needed. Led off for Manchester United, who only trailed by 1-0 here. Christie coming back from an offside position is offside, even though he gets the ball well inside his own half.
What a huge chance. What a great vision there from Sinisterra. He sees in good feet from Christian, probably the easiest chance to see in the game so far. So lucky not to be 2-0 down here, United.
You know, we've seen so often, it feels, I mean, it's obviously every season, but it feels in this season more than any, if teams don't take their chances, you go 1-0 up. Saw Liverpool last weekend at Old Trafford. It often comes back to bite you. Will Bournemouth rue spurning these chances? Højlund into Garnacho, pulls it back for Højlund, just ahead of him though. Will it sit up here for Rashford? Down goes Ouattara trying to challenge it. Play on, says the referee. Garnacho, angle tight, pulls it for Bruno Fernandes to score. He teed it up for himself and he slammed it in with his left boot. And just as Bournemouth miss a chance down one end, they are punished at the other. It's 2 goals in a row on back-to-back weekends for Bruno Fernandes. Boy, Erik ten Hag needed that. Bournemouth won, Manchester United won, a goal against the run of play.
Crowd are not happy here, Conor. They felt there was a foul on the Bournemouth player, but I think it was weak. It just showed a charge, no more than that. But again, the goal comes against the run of play. A huge chance, go 2-0 up. Ball turns the other end, and now we find ourselves even game. And it's a game Man United have had no foothold in whatsoever.
So 1-1. Bruno Fernandes' 11th goal of the season. He's now scored actually in 3 games in a row. Scored against Chelsea, scored against Liverpool. The VAR is still analysing replays. There's actually a few different decisions here. We mentioned Ouattara going down. I don't think that was a foul by Rashford. Rashford just got there first. There was also, just earlier in the move, an incident involving Kambuala. And that is why there is just a delay to the restart, but the goal, we believe, has been given, and Bruno Fernandes has levelled this up at 1-1. He tried to shoot first time with his right boot. It sort of sat up for him, and then it was on a volley, and from almost point-blank range, he just walloped it into the net. He was like a golfer in the practice nets on a driving range. He just woof, and the net rose up and bulged as the ball connected. So Bruno Fernandes has got this back on level terms. It just said a few minutes ago, Mark, you've got to take your chances when you're on top, and Bournemouth weren't able to add to their lead. Will Andoni Iraola's team get further chances to get that lead back again here? Or can Manchester United build on this now? Garnacho gets it, halfway line, right hand side. He goes down, challenge from Kirkes. Not just a free kick, I think it might be a yellow. Yes, yellow card shown to the Hungarian.
As you quite rightly said there, you regret your missed chances, there's no doubt about that, but I think they'll gain enough confidence from that first 25-30 minutes. They know they can dominate the football here, Bournemouth. They know they can create chances against United's defence. So, yes, against a run of play, but still a good hour to go, and there's no doubt they'll have more opportunities.
It's the first yellow card of the game for Milos Kirkes. Manchester United have it on the edge of the Bournemouth penalty area. Down goes Mainu, referee says play on. Touch there from Senesi to Sinisterra. Suddenly, it's amazing how goals change games. Suddenly, Bournemouth look a bit ropey as they give the ball away, but Kirkes wins it back again on the edge of the penalty area. He's put a lovely 1-2 with Solanke there. That was really good from Bournemouth. Kirkes gives it back into Solanke, into the Manchester United half. Now Ouattara, penalty area, shoots just wide again. That was so close to the earlier attempt from, was it Sinisterra earlier, who pulled it across the face of goal. This time Ouattara with a carbon copy attempt from one end to the other in the blink of an eye there from Bournemouth. It is 1-1. This has been a very entertaining opening half an hour here at the Vitality.
What a tremendous counter there, great pace, but looked after the ball, came into Solanke, great forward ball in there, and just again inches wide of the post. Again, they know, they have the confidence to know they can cause real problems against this United defence.
Manchester United looking for their first win in 4 Premier League away games. They've come from 1-0 down here if you're just joining our coverage on 5 Live. Solanke's early goal cancelled out by Bruno Fernandes. Solanke here winning a header, giving it to Ouattara. Ouattara into Kluivert, midway inside Manchester United territory. And Ouattara then runs into Casemiro, and Manchester United doing much better now in the 50-50 battles. Regain possession. Bruno Fernandes feeds Garnacho. Bit of room. Kirkes is out of position. Garnacho's got space on the right wing. Tries to dribble into the penalty area, and Zabarnyi shuts him down with a well-timed challenge on the edge of the box. Big roar from the Bournemouth fans as their team regains possession. 1-1.
This game is really open now, kind of end-to-end stuff here. So open. I'm not sure both managed to be too impressed with it, but certainly a little bit more energy, a bit more intensity to United's play.
high turnover of possession here. Neither team able to hold on to it at the moment. Bournemouth, who started the game well, but that equaliser for the visitors does seem to have dented their confidence just a little bit. This is Senesi at the back, one of the three changes to the Bournemouth team. He's picked a good pass to Solanke, no one marking him, a real pocket of space. Solanke allowed to turn. Casemiro comes across to put a bit of pressure on. Solanke picks out a pass to Smith up from right back. He'll roll it back infield to Lewis Cook. Cook takes the easy option, turns and rolls it back to Zabani inside the centre circle. Senesi on his left-hand side. Manchester United with everyone back behind the ball. No one picking up Sinistera though. Look at this. He's allowed break into the penalty area on challenge, and he scores. That is terrible defending from Manchester United as Bournemouth regain the lead. What an opening 35 minutes here at the Vitality. Sinistera says thank you very much, having been given the freedom of the penalty area, and despite having 11 men back behind the ball, no one picks up the Colombian. Dallo and Kambala have been having a post-mortem between themselves, each blaming the other for not picking him up. Sinistera says thank you, and after the missed opportunities earlier, takes the chance, and it is 2-1.
Once again, 30 seconds earlier, Solanke came off Kambwala. No one came with him. He could half turn, he could drive forward with pace and power and prove the problem, or pose the problem. 30 seconds later, again we see that. Poor marking, poor communication, way too easy for Sincere to come in there and rightly retake the lead.
And my apologies, because it is in fact Justin Kluivert who came in off that left-hand side position. Kluivert the 19, Sinistera 17. It's Kluivert who's finished there for his 8th goal of the season, popping up off the left wing unmarked and taking the goal to put Bournemouth back in front. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1. Eric Ten Hag, who was just hoping his team were back in this after a shaky start, they find themselves behind again. Here comes Bruno Fernandes midway into Bournemouth territory, gives it to Rashford down the left-hand side. Underlapping inside him is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Tries to play a pass to Garnacho. Bournemouth fans appealing that Wan-Bissaka had been offside there and they wanted a flag to rise. It doesn't. And eventually the ball does go out of play for what is going to be a throw-in for Smith. And then there's a Bournemouth player who's down. In fact, I think that's why the Bournemouth fans are making such noise there. There is a Bournemouth player, this time it certainly is Sinistera, who hadn't been challenged. Just in a replay, but he wasn't challenged by the opponent. He's just running back, and whether he's tweaked a hammy or something like that, but he has crumpled to the ground and looks like he might need some treatment here.
It doesn't look good on that far side, I have to say, Conor. But going back, we commented on the defensive discipline of Bournemouth. Their shape was good, they were solid and compact. The opposite has to be said of Manchester United there. As you rightly said, awful defending, huge gaps in their defensive unit, and far too easy for Bournemouth to punish them.
Right, if you're just joining our coverage here, this is 5 Live and BBC Sounds of the Vitality. It's the 5:30 Premier League game. Break in play because Sinistera is receiving treatment. But what a first half it's been. Dominic Solanke getting his 19th goal of the campaign in all competitions. Bournemouth's top scorer scoring from the edge of the penalty area after a quarter of an hour. Manchester United under a lot of early pressure. Bournemouth with several chances to make it 2-0. But then Bruno Fernandes gets one back to level things up at 1-1. Manchester United feeling that hopefully they'd survived a rough start to the game and were back in it, but then Justin Kluivert able to take advantage of some terrible defending to restore a 2-1 lead to Bournemouth. We're not missing any live action. Sinistera slowly getting back up to his feet, and while we wait for the game to get back underway, let's go back to Craven Park. Hull KR against Lee Leopard, and here's Matt Newsom.
Thanks very much, Conor. Yeah, well, it's all square now. Hull KR 8, Lee 8. Just had a video referee review of a Joe Burgess try. He kept himself in the field of play. He got the ball down, and Mikey Lewis with the kick can put Hull KR back in front. But it's Hull KR 8, Lee 8.
So that's Grand National won earlier on today by the joint favourite I Am Maximus for Willie Mullins. His second Grand National victory for the trainer, for owner JP McManus and jockey Paul Townsend. And reminder, 6:06 with Chris and Robbie to come once this game has finished here at the Vitality. So Sinistera has left the field. He's walking around the perimeter of the pitch. And play will get back underway with a throw-in for Adam Smith. Bournemouth have been forced to make a change. Lloyd Kelly has come on in place of the injured Sinistera. So Kelly will go to left back, and it would appear that Kirkes is going to move up into a left wing position. That'll be interesting to see how he fares there. Bournemouth leading by 2-1. Long clearance by Neto. Harry Maguire meets it with a firm forehead on the halfway line. Cook wins a header for Bournemouth. Then Wan-Bissaka bulldozes into the back of Dango Ouattara. Free kick to Bournemouth.
During the injury break, you saw the inquest, Kambwala and the manager Ten Hag there, Conor, going on. But certainly he's looking for his deep midfielders to pick up the forwards when they drop off. They're already occupied by Christie and Cook there, so again he has to go with a man. You look at Bournemouth, they're stepping in, they're tight, they're being brave going man to man, and that's why they're having the impact.
Justin Kluivert is now up to 6 goals in the Premier League, which is a significant milestone for him in terms of the Kluivert family, because his father Patrick, when he played in the Premier League, he got 6 goals. So he's matched his dad, certainly in terms of Premier League goal. He might have a bit of a way to do to match his dad for the rest of what he achieved in his career. Casemiro with a good ball up to Højlund here on the halfway line. Højlund shows a bit of strength, holding off Senesi, gives it to Rashford on the left wing. Rashford tries to return it to Højlund here. It's a good idea if he can get there. The Dane now with 2 defenders around him in the left wing position. He's done well to hold it up and get it back to Rashford again. Low ball infield to Casemiro. 10 yards outside the penalty area. Picks the ball towards Menu, who tried to swivel but couldn't bring it with him. And that ball harmlessly rolls back to Adam Neto in the Bournemouth goal.
Again, watching United in recent games, Conor, they're very reluctant to take any sort of shots 20 yards plus out there. Bournemouth are doing the opposite and prepared to have a go. We saw Christie just dip over the crossbar, but I think, again, you can take the chance, test the keeper, pick up the second balls, but at the moment, very reluctant to get their shooting boots on.
Bournemouth ending this season so well. It's worth remembering that they started the campaign so badly. Lloyd Kelly tries to cross here, it blocks away off Diogo Dalot. Took Bournemouth into their 10th league game of the season to get their first win. And you look at their current position and how well they're playing, it does make that all the more remarkable. Slow start under Andoni Iraola, but it is his team now, make no mistake. And that success illustrated by the fact he was named manager of the month for March. Another delay. It's been a lot of stoppages. When the game's been in play, it's been 100 miles an hour non-stop, but there's been a lot of intersections between that.
Yeah, there really has. He's just slowed it down, but I think, as I say, it suits Man United certainly more than Bournemouth. They're very, very keen to maintain this confidence and their rhythm they currently have. And right now, if you want to go in 2-1 down, not 3-1 down. 3 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half. Smith crosses from the right, headed down, bounces up off the crossbar. Kirkes' second header over the top. Double chance for the Hungarian, Milos Kirkes. His first header hit the crossbar, it came back to him, and then he put it over the top. And that's what we're talking about. Can easily be 3-1 going into the half-time break. United be very relieved. They're only 1 goal down right now. Bournemouth by far the superior team. They've been extra for long periods this first half. That is 3 chances now, and in fact, if we're going to call that a double chance, it's 4 chances for Milos Kirkes in this first period of the Vitality. He's never scored a goal for Bournemouth. He was a regular scorer for his old team, is at Alkmaar in the Netherlands. And he's unfortunate there. He really had a brilliant cross from Smith, and he smacked the first header off the crossbar. Solanke here gives it to Cook in the midfield. Bournemouth are beginning to get that swagger back that they had early in the game. Cook to the right-hand side to Adam Smith. 5 Live and BBC Sounds of the Vitality. 2-1 Bournemouth lead. Helter-skelter of first half. Cook infield to Sabanye. Bournemouth have pushed all their outfield players well up into Manchester United territory. Senesi here looks for Kirkes on the left wing. Garnacho's got to get back and try and keep tabs on him. Ouattara, tries the back heel, which nearly worked. Ryan Christie had made the run. Ouattara tried to back heel it to him. Cook here doesn't shoot on the edge of the box. He tries to play an intricate low pass, and neither of his teammates ahead of him were able to get onto it. It rolls through to Onana. And once again, Conor, we're seeing Kambwala unfortunately having a tough afternoon, a torrid afternoon so far. They're not getting tight with the likes of Solanke. It's too easy to get in a half turn and play forward, and they're posing too many problems for Man United. More reaction to today's sporting events to come with Steve Crossman and Aintree over half-time. We've got just over a minute of normal time to play ahead of the break. Earlier on today, Manchester City beating Luton by 5-1. Pep Guardiola's team, for now, back on top of the Premier League table, with Liverpool and Arsenal both in action tomorrow. That's a clever back heel by Casemiro to pick out Rasmus Højlund. Drives on into the penalty area. Senesi's been able to usher him out to the box. Right full-back position, good defending by the Argentinian. And it'll be Kluivert who comes away with possession, picking a good pass up to Solanke. Solanke fouled, challenge from behind from Willy Kambwala.
free kick to Bournemouth inside their own half.
A fair play to Kluivert there. He got back and doubled up defensively and made sure they resolved the problem. So they're working so hard, Bournemouth. Very, very impressed with this first half.
He's maturing well in this team, is Justin Kluivert. He was Bournemouth's first signing under Iraola. He scored against Manchester United in the Champions League in the past for Leipzig a few years back. And he has scored against them here. Solanke and Kluivert on the score sheet for Bournemouth, leading 2-1 on the cusp of half-time. Pass forward by Zabani was intended for Ouattara, intercepted by Wan-Bissaka. Ouattara works really hard to win it back again, and that really sums up the hard-working mentality that Iraola has introduced to this team. Fouled by Dalot into the back of Kerkez. And we mentioned there's been a lot of stoppages in the first half. There's going to be 9 minutes added on ahead of the break.
Well, the injuries, everything else, the referee's communication pack for some must be 2 or 3 minutes at least. But as I say, United will go into this break lucky only being the 1 goal down. They should, in all honesty, should be a greater margin right now. Bournemouth have been first to the ball, they've been on the front foot, they've shown greater intensity and desire and simply been the better team.
Well, Bournemouth, who won at Old Trafford in December, it's been the only time this season that they've beaten a team in the top 7 places in the table. They'd love to do a home and away double against United here today. Here's Solanke into the penalty area again. Kambuala deals with him much better that time. Just stood up, didn't lunge in, and was able to sort of flick the ball away with his toe as United tried to turn defence into attack here. Garnacho runs into Ouattara though, and just that transition from deep midfield into attack isn't quite happening with the fluidity that Erik ten Hag would want here today. Ten Hag, who's named an unchanged team from the side that started against Liverpool last weekend, came back from 1-0 down to be at 1-1 midway through this first half, but unless they can get a late goal here, we'll be going in at half-time 2-1 down. Throw in for Bournemouth. Adam Smith to take it in the right fullback position. Throws it towards Ouattara, beats Casemiro in the air. Solanke leans into Wan-Bissaka. Can't hold on to possession though, and then Wan-Bissaka's pass towards Rashford, who was stationary. Wan-Bissaka was hoping Rashford would move on to that, but he didn't react, and the ball goes out for another Bournemouth throw. Mark Warburton.
And I think it's simply kind of down to the pressure being put onto the Man United players by Bournemouth. They're working so hard individually and collectively to deny any space of time for Man United.
You can tell when a team knows that their persistent pressure is rattling an opponent, and Bournemouth have got that aura about them here. Here comes Garnacho down the right-hand side for Manchester United, level with the edge of the penalty area. Dalot is available behind him. Bournemouth with plenty of players back. Bruno Fernandes sends it across, too close to the goalkeeper.
And again, too comfortable for Bournemouth, who have been by far, I keep saying, the better side here. But their shape is good with or without the ball. Their decision-making is very good. All in all, a very, very good first-half performance. They've got to make sure they can maintain this.
Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1, and a very stern-faced Erik ten Hag looks on with his arms folded across his chest down in the technical area. Maguire wins a header. Bruno Fernandes can't receive it. Here's Kluivert. Kluivert plays it out to the left wing in front of Kerkez. Kerkez, who's got to slide to keep the ball in play by the touchline, tries to flick it on to Kelly, and then Kelly is fouled by Dalot. Free kick to Bournemouth. Dangerous position this, just outside the penalty area left-hand side.
But again, when Maguire steps in and does win that first challenge, it's Kluivert that picks up the second ball and has the time to play forward. They're posing too many problems here. United have to be stronger, work harder to get to that first ball.
So a free kick in stoppage time here at the end of the first half of the Vitality. Bournemouth leading 2-1. Manchester United forced to bring everyone back behind the ball here to defend. Bournemouth, who've been dangerous with corners this season. A lot of their goals come from corners, and this is like a corner. It's a free kick out near the corner flag left-hand side. Cook has gone across to take it. Manchester United defenders forced to be deep inside the 6-yard box because they can't step out anymore because of the position of the free kick. Here's the in-swinging delivery headed away by Casemiro. Kerkez is going to pick it up on the edge of the penalty area. Most of his outfield teammates ahead of it. Brilliant ball in! What a save by Onana! Kluivert on the volley, and Onana had to react from virtual point-blank range. It's another big Bournemouth chance, and it's no exaggeration to say Bournemouth could easily have scored 4 goals in this first half.
No, but again, that highlights it. They could get out to deny the cross, work harder to get out there and put pressure on the ball against Bournemouth, but it's too easy for the player to look up, pick his spot, and it really should be 3 or 4-1 by now.
Another big save by Onana, and you know, he does get criticism but Andre Onana has made more saves this season than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League. Rashford tries to play the ball forward, comes off Smith, comes back to Marcus Rashford. Left wing position for Manchester United. We are into the 50th minute now. Still another 4 to go. As Manchester United's number 5, Harry Maguire, has a crack from miles out. Well, if it had gone in, they'd have been writing songs about it, but it was speculative to say the least from Harry Maguire. That is miles out to be trying.
It almost sums up, I'm trying to be not too disrespectful here, it sums up the desperation United in this first half here. They should be 2-3 goals down at least here. Bournemouth have been better in all departments, and that really did sum up the first half performance. They need to look at the half time, have a good chat, and they've got to make sure I wouldn't be at all surprised, Conor, to see some changes second half.
Harry Maguire, who scored Manchester United's goal against Fulham in February. It's been his only Premier League goal in the last 2 years. Here comes Kluivert again into the penalty area. Kerkez tries to turn and goes down. There's a big row for a penalty. I'd be surprised. He tried the little chop turn, and I think that's what forced him to the ground. To be fair to Bournemouth, the appeals for a penalty were more from the spectators than the players themselves. But once again, Bournemouth getting into dangerous positions and Manchester United skating on thin ice. Mark.
Defensively, they look far too vulnerable here, Conor. The gaps are too wide here. There's no cohesion. The communication is clearly not good enough, and it's far too open. It's too easy for Bournemouth to get through.
Body language not great from Manchester United. 2-1 they trail. Christie comes forward on the left-hand side. He's disappointed to lose the ball there. Bruno Fernandes has it back for Manchester United on the edge of his own penalty area. Bournemouth fall back into a defensive formation. 51 minutes on the clock now. Maguire gives it back to Bruno Fernandes with the green boots. Manchester United wearing all white, the chain strip against Bournemouth in their red and black stripes. Bruno Fernandes into Bournemouth territory. Little gap opened up in front of him. He tried to run into it. Kluivert came across, fouls Bruno Fernandes. Free kick to Manchester United.
I think they've got to move this ball quicker. I think at the moment it's too easy for Bournemouth to maintain their defensive shape. They can close the gaps, they can step on and press. And Man United have to move this ball with more pace and purpose.
If Bournemouth were to win this game today, they would then need just 3 more points in their final 6 games to set a new club record of a Premier League's point total. That's how good things have been from Andoni Iraola's team, despite the poor start to the campaign. 2-1 in front. They've already thrown away 1 lead in this game, though, and this one, it feels, has got a few twists and turns still to go. Free kick played in by Bruno Fernandes, headed out. Wan-Bissaka gets it on the edge of the penalty area. He's managed to get away from Ouattara. Into the penalty area goes Wan-Bissaka, tries to cross, blocked by Adam Smith, and Manchester United are going to get a corner here. We're into the 8th minute of stoppage time, and Bruno Fernandes jogs across to take the corner kick for the visitors, who trail by 2-1.
They have a threat here right on the half-time whistle. It really would be an injustice should they get anything out of this corner, Conor, in all honesty, but it's an opportunity to say the least. But we need a good delivery here and attack the ball.
Right, Bruno Fernandes raises his right hand as a signal to the teammates in the centre. Bournemouth have brought everyone back to defend. It's played high and swirling towards the back post. Neto comes, and with his right hand he punches it clear. Garnacho sprints out to keep the ball in play. Dalot will cross in, diving header away by Senese, goes straight to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United trying to finish this first half strongly. Bruno Fernandes, 10 yards outside the area, dribbles in a bit closer, shoots. What a great effort off the crossbar. Well, that would have been special. Both teams have hit the woodwork now in this first half, and Bruno Fernandes already on the score sheet today. That would have been a goal of the month contender. He brought it to within about 5 yards of the penalty area, still a long way out, and he smacked it off the woodwork. And this first half, which has been crazy when you think of everything that's happened here, it could have been all square by the break.
24-25 yards out, but Harry Maguire aside, that's one of the few chances or few times the United attacking players had a strike on goal. Hits the woodwork on that occasion, but I think they've got to be more willing to take the opportunity, to take the strikes and try and pick up the bits.
Goals from Solanke and Kluivert have Bournemouth ahead. Bruno Fernandes goal, which did make this game 1-1 earlier, and that's the closest they've gone to getting a second equaliser of the day. Højlund allows the ball to bounce, and he didn't have that luxury as Senesi is able to clear away for Bournemouth. Now Dalot's got to backpedal. Oh, it's been a very soft back pass. Onana's got to sprint to react. Solanke was nearly in. But Manchester United defence not looking very comfortable as the referee does finally blow the whistle to bring this action-packed first half to a close. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1. Mark Warburton.
Very impressive first half performance by Bournemouth. They know they can open up and hurt this United defence. They've got to go in there, regroup and make sure they come out with the same positive approach for the second half.
So Eric Ten Hag with a motivational team talk needed here. Bournemouth enjoying it, creating plenty of chances, scoring 2 of them, and they lead Manchester United by 2-1 here at half-time.
Mark, Conor, thank you both very much indeed. Second half commentary, of course, to come before 6:06. Scores for you in the Premier League this afternoon. Early kick-off, Newcastle 4, Tottenham 0, then Brentford 2, Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1, Brighton 1, Manchester City 5, Luton 1 and Nottingham Forest 2, Wolves 2. Congratulations again to Stockport County and Wrexham, both promoted this afternoon from League 2 into League 1. There's Challenge Cup rugby ongoing at Craven Park. Matt Newsom.
Yeah, Hull KR 18, Lee 14. We had a quick fire brace of tries from the Robins, who crossed again. Joe Burgess going in for one of those scores, and Amila Hanley scoring for Lee just to make this one interesting. Nobody knows quite which way it's going to go. 18-14.
And it's Catalan Dragons 0, Huddersfield Giants 4 in the other game that's just got underway. In the Women's Six Nations, England beat Scotland earlier today, so it's currently Ireland 36, Wales 0. In the Champions Cup, Harlequins beat Bordeaux 42-41 to book their place in the semi-finals. It's currently Leinster 23, La Rochelle 13. In fact, the half-time whistle has just gone. Northampton against Bulls is on Sports Extra at 8. All the day's reaction to the big football stories and to I Am Maximus winning the Grand National here at Aintree after the news with Joe Hornby.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Police in the Australian city of Sydney say they do not believe a series of stabbings in a busy shopping centre was a terror attack. 6 people were killed and 8 were taken to hospital. A baby was among them and is recovering after surgery. A man who police say was acting alone targeted people before being shot dead by an officer. The acting Premier of New South Wales, Penny Sharp, gave her reaction.
Innocent people have been attacked at the local shopping centre. People enjoying the first day of the school holidays with their kids, people doing their ordinary shopping and their clothes shopping, and the workers who serve all of them. They have witnessed something horrific. But even worse, we have lost 6 innocent lives.
Iran has seized an Israeli-owned vessel with 25 crew on board. State media said special forces had boarded the container ship in the Strait of Hormuz using a helicopter and were taking it to Iranian waters. And the Israeli army says it's found the body of a 14-year-old shepherd in the occupied West Bank a day after he went missing. Benjamin Akimir had taken a flock of sheep out to graze from a settler outpost near Ramallah.
This is 5 Live Sport with Steve Crossman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
And welcome back to Aintree, where the Grand National was won today by I Am Maximus in some style.
I Am Maximus now! All power launched on the outside, and he's found a fresh pair of legs to go and storm to win the Grand National here. Willie Mullins wins it for a second time.
Absolutely spine-tingling. Wonderful to have been able to speak live on Sports Report to Willie Mullins as well. So I Am Maximus wins the Grand National from Delta Work, Minella Indo, Galvin, Kitty's Light and Ain't That a Shame. All stories. So many great stories, Andrew Thornton.
A great name, isn't it? I Am Maximus. Power of strength. And the way the horse finished the race, he looked like he'd only just jumped in. For a horse who jumps a bit left-handed, he was a little bit careful at the odd fence, but all in all, when it mattered, class came to the top. He travelled through the race exceptionally well. And Paul Townend hadn't got a great record in the race previously, but he didn't ride it like a man who didn't have confidence. He's had a great season. He won the Cheltenham Gold Cup on Galloping Deschamps, but as far as I Am Maximus is concerned, he was in the perfect place. He followed Minella Indo through after the last, and then he pulled him out and whoosh, away he went.
Gina Bryce, when we spoke to Willie Mullins, we asked him about Paul Townend, obviously, but mostly because of what you said to me right after the race, which was Paul Townend's emotional reaction and how abnormal that is.
Yeah, it was quite something. I mean, as Andrew alluded to, this is a jockey. I think he's won the Gold Cup 4 times. He's been champion jockey in Ireland 6 times. You know, he's won countless Grade 1 top-level races. But you could just see something different in him. He crossed the line, struggling to pull up the horse, I might add. Such was the finishing power-packed I Am Maximus coming over the line. And he let out a scream. It could only be described as a teenager at, a concert or something. It was unbelievable, punching the air, obviously receiving all the plaudits from his own, and then just speaking to him afterwards. This is a guy that's usually cool as a cucumber, composed, ice running through his veins, huge grin on his face, enjoying every moment of it, and it just brings it home just how different this race is and how much it means to people.
John Hunt, the reason why I read the first 6 as opposed to just the first 4 there is because 2 of those brilliant stories, Kitty's Light and also Ain't That a Shame. I can't believe that, having spoken to David Maxwell before the race, I mean, after Willie Mullins and Paul Townend, he's probably the next happiest man today.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, one of the highlights of the day was his chat with you before the race. When he told you it's just like he'd bought his position as left back for Manchester United, and he made no bones about that, did he? But what a ride he got. Ain't That a Shame was one of 9 horses in contention at the final fence, and David had the spin of a lifetime. That was a big thrill for him. So what a contrast, eh? A man who does it for absolute pure love of the thrill, the sport, up against the established titans of the game. All right, the titans won out today, but I bet you Willie Mullins is no happier than David Maxwell is, the jockey tonight.
Speaking of big thrills, are you aware that when you commentate, you also jump the fences?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm quite stylish, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
I'll make a jockey, I think.
I think he would. John Hunt there, Gina Bryce, Andrew Thornton. Brilliant to have them with us here at Aintree for the Grand National. Back to the football next. The champions Manchester City are on top of the Premier League. Here's Pep Guardiola with John Southall.
Pep, just give us your assessment. Satisfied with today?
Yeah, a lot. Between Madrid and Madrid, these games and the way we played, all of them was unbelievable.
What pleased you the most about today?
Everything, how we play forward, backwards, and solidarity, and the mistakes we have as part of the game, but the chances we create, the goals. We have gone another 5 goals in our period here. I don't know how many times we scored 5 goals, so at the end, score goals is the joy for the people. So many good things. The team has known it's going to happen, but what I said to the guys, so what a privilege to be here. What we have done in the past and still fighting for the competition. Imagine to be no options in the Premier League, no options in the Champions League. Still we are there. So extend one more week. Extend one more week. And we extend one more week in the Premier League. So.
And you're back on top. So, playing first does have its advantages because now is the pressure back on the other 2.
Yeah, but sometimes we play later. So. I will have to wait 5 points in front of all of them. So we are not in our hand, depends on them. But the only way we have to do is win our games. There's 6 games left. We have to win. If they win all of them, congratulate them. But we have to put them pressure. It's win our games, it's do our job.
Leaves Luton in 17th, 1 point from safety. Nottingham Forest, a 1 point and 1 place above Luton after a 2-2 draw with Wolves at the City Ground. Here's the thoughts of the Wolves manager, Gary O'Neill.
Gary, do you think a draw's a fair outcome overall?
Yeah, probably. I think they probably had more shots and sort of more territory. We had more of the ball. Probably a fair result. I'm guessing Nottingham Forest will probably be disappointed. Felt they had some late pressure without really troubling Sarr too much. Gave them the first goal, really. It's a really poor goal. Even where it goes in, I'm sure Sarr will be disappointed with not saving it. It's in the middle of the goal. It's a soft header. But yeah, on the balance of it, lots of stuff that I did like and some bits that we need to improve, but we know that already, so yeah, not much else.
One of the things you must have really liked was that goal, the first goal from Matheus Cunha, his first start obviously in a while. What a strike, what a run.
Yeah, fantastic. He's we're getting back to where we should be player-wise, but we're it's so tricky at the minute to manage the group. You've got Cunha who can play 65-ish. You got Channy who can play like half an hour. And Nels was absolutely shattered, was feeling his hamstrings tighten up a little bit, both of them. Pablo looks exhausted at the end. But in terms of fight and resilience and showing an awful lot of bravery, the lads did a lot of that.
Brentford won for the first time in 10 to go 7 points clear of the relegation places. They beat Sheffield United 2-0 thanks to an Oliver Arblaster own goal. And then Frank Onyeka, who scored for the club for the first time, his Brentford boss, Thomas Frank.
Happy, relief, finally a win, so probably that feeling, yeah.
Does that make you safe? Can you start thinking about next season in the Premier League?
We of course we know that we've been in a position this season where we don't want to be, where we how can I say, we haven't got enough points to what we performed through all the injuries, and we want to be higher in the table and all that. But for me, it's a fantastic reminder of how difficult this league is. You can take nothing for granted when you start a season, even that it looks promising and we have a good squad, a good team, and it could be a very exciting season. You don't know what's going to hit you. That's why you need to stay calm, focus on the moment and the next game, and try to improve constantly. So for me, yes, big win, good win. On to the next one.
Tottenham's hopes of finishing in the top four have suffered a setback. They lost 4-0 at Newcastle at lunchtime, so they stay fifth behind Aston Villa on goal difference. Here's Ange Postecoglou with Guy Mowbray.
Well, Ange, that's a tough one for you. Give us your thoughts on the overall game, the performance, everything.
Yeah, like you said, it's a tough one, a bit raw at the moment. So, but credit to Newcastle. I thought they were really good today, and we never really got to grips with the game, and we kind of weren't able to sort of execute pretty much any of the stuff we usually do. So I said credit to them, but we just got to take that.
Can you put your finger on why that might have happened?
I'm sure I will at some point, but not now.
Is it going to be hard to bounce back from this? You've done it before. You did it after Fulham.
You've got no choice, mate. You can't sort of sit there and feel sorry for yourself. It's not the nature of what we do. There's some lessons in there. We've got to take them and look ahead.
In the Championship today, Ipswich are top, but they were held to a 1-1 draw with Middlesbrough. Leeds suffered a shock defeat at home to Blackburn, so they stay third. Birmingham moved out of the bottom three with a win over Coventry, and they're replaced by Huddersfield, who drew at Bristol City. Portsmouth promotion party's just on hold for now. League One leaders held at Bolton, but Stockport have been promoted from League Two thanks to a 2-0 win against Morecambe, and it's now back-to-back promotions for Wrexham. They hit Forest Green for 6. Celtic beat St Mirren to go 4 points clear in Scotland. Second place Rangers have got 2 games in hand though, and the first of those is at Ross County tomorrow. The lines are open now for 606 08085 909 693 to speak to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Chris is with us. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve. Busy day for you?
Oh, a little bit, yeah, just a little bit.
What a day, yeah.
Aintree, absolutely wonderful. I suspect at the moment you're going to get angry Manchester United fans, depending on the second half, but hopefully some elated Stockport and Wrexham fans.
Oh, absolutely. Those two clubs have done brilliantly. I want to hear from Manchester City fans. If you could choose one, would it be the Premier League or the Champions League? We heard Ange Postecoglou there. I think he said to the written press they lacked bravery today. How do you feel about that? Tottenham fans and that battle at the bottom, fascinating. Brentford, have they done enough? And Luton and Forest, let's hear from you. Have you got enough to stay up? And the Championship is amazing. Nobody wants to win the Championship.
Someone will have to. Chris, thank you very much.
Cheers,
Chris
Steve.
with Robbie for 606 08085 909 693 from 9 o'clock tonight on 5 of live at Augusta National for coverage of the third round of the Masters. Let's bring correspondent Ian Carter in. Weather set fair for a thrilling day and a 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard.
It really is set fair, and there is the opportunity to move on what's always known as moving day. Tyrrell Hatton making a move initially with birdies at the first and the third, and he's doing that in the company of Tiger Woods, who's opened up with 3 straight pars. So Woods remains at 1 over par. Hatton's got it to level par. That's within 6 shots of the lead. Rory McIlroy, by the way, early stages of the back 9, marooned at 4 over par. A reminder of those 3 leaders: Max Homer, Bryson DeChambeau and Scotty Scheffler, all at 6 under par, 2 shots clear of the field.
Really looking forward to the coverage later tonight. Ian, thank you very much indeed. Ready to go in the second half then. Bournemouth, Manchester United, big 45 minutes for both. Mark Warburton's alongside Conor McNamara.
Thanks very much, Steve. It's been quite the game so far. 3 goals in a first half that had 9 minutes of stoppage time. Both teams hit the crossbar as well. in that first half, and Manchester United, as predicted by Mark Warburton in the closing stages of the first half, are indeed going to make a change over the break. Ahmad is the player who's coming on. We're just going to confirm exactly who it is that he is replacing, but Ahmad, who got that dramatic late winner against Liverpool in the FA Cup, remember he was sent off for taking off his shirt in the celebration. It's Garnacho that he's replaced, and Garnacho, I saw another replay of the Kluivert goal over half-time. Garnacho didn't cover himself in glory in his defensive duties for that. He has been hooked, Ahmad on instead.
It could easily have been Garnacho, it could have been Rashford gone as well. I think both wide men didn't have the best of first halves, that's for sure, but Diallo had a good loan last season. He'll be looking to come on impress now and hopefully add the energy and of course the quality that United are crying out for.
The sequence of the first half, if you weren't with us, Solanke put Bournemouth in front after quarter of an hour. Bruno Fernandes equalised for 1-1, and then Justin Kluivert was able to restore Bournemouth's lead ahead of half-time. So Ahmad, who had to serve a suspension for that red card for the celebrations in the FA Cup, comes on, had that loan spell at Sunderland last season, got 13 league goals for them. He has taken up the position where Garnacho was on the right-hand side of the Manchester United attack. Bournemouth in the red and white vertical stripes, black shorts, black socks. Manchester United dressed all in white. The visitors playing from left to right as we look down. The sun, which has been beaming down, beginning to dip a bit, and you can see the stretching shadows across the pitch here at the start of the second period as Harry Maguire clears the ball away. Lloyd Kelly, who to come on as a first half substitute for the injured Sinistera, clears the ball away from a left full-back position, but not before it had gone out of play first, and that will be a throw-in to Manchester United right-hand side as they come forward.
And absolutely, United to be looking to start the second half far better than they started the first half, that's for sure. Looking to try and control the football better, play with more intensity, more pace, more purpose, and have a throw-in here on this near side. Let's see how they can be more productive.
We'll give you a full rundown of the teams once things settle, but here is Bruno Fernandes, who was well as scoring the Manchester United goal. He was the visitors' player who hit the woodwork with a brilliant shot from way outside the penalty area. It swerved and it dipped. It would have been spectacular had it been just a few inches lower.
Need to test the keeper. Let's pick up the bits. He'll always get opportunities from those type of attempts. But again here, from the first start of the second half, Bournemouth applying high pressure, showing really good work rate and togetherness to try and regain possession quickly.
What will please Anthony Areola is that his team have created so many chances, whereas it feels like Manchester United might need something spectacular. There's a routine nature to how Bournemouth just continue creating chance after chance after chance. 2-1 they lead. Can Manchester United improve in the second half? Bruno Fernandes, when it looks like he was shooting for goal from a similar distance that he scored against Liverpool last weekend, that was intended as a cross, and if that was at the Masters, he's completely shanked it there. It's gone off the outside of his boot, and it looked like it was a shot in the end and way off target, but that was intended as a cross.
Yeah, absolutely, but just the body language, United players need to be more together. They're a team, as I say. Of course you're frustrated and disappointed certain individual or incidents in the game, but show more togetherness. Again, their first contact from Maguire, and it's Cook that picked up the ball and Bournemouth playing forward.
Here comes Justin Kluivert, one of Bournemouth's goal scorers in the first half. He's on the right wing as they come forward. Casemiro gets close and nudges the ball out of play for a Bournemouth throw. So these are the teams. Neto in goal for the home team. Back four of Adam Smith, Ilya Zabani, Marcus Seneze, and now Lloyd Kelly. It's a midfield of Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie. Then there's an attacking three with Tara on the right, Kluivert on the left, Kluivert in the middle, Kirkes on the left. Kirkes, who had started the game at left back but pushed on when Sinistera had to go off, and Dominic Solanke, who today has scored his 19th goal of the season, 17 of them in the Premier League. He is now the highest goal scorer for Bournemouth in any of their Premier League campaigns. He leads the attack. The Manchester United team, Onana in goal, back four of Dalot, Cambuala, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro alongside Kobbie Mainoo in the midfield, Ahmad, who's come on to play wide right, Marcus Rashford wide left, Bruno Fernandes in the hole behind Rasmus Højlund, who's not seen too much of the ball. He's fought for what he can, but it's been scraps for the young Dane to feed off so far. Bruno Fernandes plays a rather wayward pass in field. Cambuala awkwardly hooks it forward and straight to Senesi, and now Manchester United under pressure. Kirkes in a sprint with Dalot, gets to the ball first down the left wing. Both players holding on to each other. Bournemouth fans screaming for a free kick. Kirkes tries to cross. It comes off Dalot. The referee had already blown the whistle. It's going to be a free kick to Bournemouth for a foul by Diogo Dalot.
But as you rightly said, Conor, the scraps that the Hoyland's been feeding off of for Man United there, and look at the quality of ball being played into the Bournemouth forwards. The type of opportunities, the runs in behind, they're coming short and a half turn, and the quality of ball into them has been first class throughout the game so far.
5 Live from the BBC. We've already brought you Manchester City's dominant win over Luton at the Etihad. City back on top of the Premier League for now, with Liverpool and Arsenal playing tomorrow. You can listen to both of their games tomorrow here on 5 Live Sport. Here in the 5:30 Saturday game, 2-1 Bournemouth and a free kick to the home side. It's a rehearsed move. It might work out here. Shot from the edge of the air from Kluivert. There's appeals for a handball. Referee's on-field decision is no. VAR will look in the background. That was a clever rehearsed move. They played it across the penalty area. There was a dummy in there, and it sat up for Kluivert, who shot in low, came off some part of a Manchester United defender. The officials happy that it wasn't a raised arm. Bournemouth applying good pressure here. Kluivert's going to stretch to control. Does really well by the byline right hand side. Sends it across, that's a little overcooked. But it comes to Lewis Cook on the left hand side. He'll give it back to Lloyd Kelly. To Cook again. Crossing position on the left hand side. Bournemouth looking good here. Great ball in. Out comes Onana. Falls awkwardly, but does really well to hold on to the ball.
All credit to Bournemouth, the way they've started again here to finish the first half on top, commanding the ball here, dangerous quality balls into the box. Onana, a great take there from a dangerous cross.
We've seen a replay as well of the penalty shot. It's definitely not a penalty. It does bounce up onto the arm of Harry Maguire, but his hands could not have been any firmer in by his side. As Senese here plays a ball forward straight at Maguire, who clears away first time. Rashford gets a touch to Casemiro. Manchester United trying to move the gears here, trying to get things going. Wan-Bissaka sprints down the left, but Zabani comfortably gets there first, and then the Ukrainian clears it away, out for a throw-in. Manchester United can move forward into Bournemouth territory. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1. Here's Kobbie Mainoo. Gives it to the right-hand side to Diogo Dalot. Manchester United playing left to right as we look down. Ahmad gets involved, number 16 on his back. Mainoo to Dalot. Bournemouth working so hard here, not allowing any of these Manchester United players to settle on the ball. Casemiro gives it to Mainoo. Crossing position on the right-hand side. Little nutmeg of Kelly into the penalty area. Down goes Ahmad. And then Senese with a sort of Cruyff turn on the edge of his own 6-yard box that was fraught with danger, but he gets away with it and clears away. And then Wan-Bissaka commits a foul on Wataru on the far side. And that's a free kick to Bournemouth to relieve a little bit of pressure there.
Again, Senese waited for his keeper to come. It was too far for his goalkeeper to come and gather the ball, and a hairy moment from a defensive perspective of Bournemouth, but they dealt with it. And again, a free kick given to them on the far side.
Maybe a little bit harsh against Wan-Bissaka here. He stretches, he gets the ball first.
That's a good challenge.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that challenge. Be very frustrated at a set piece being given.
That sort of sums up the uphill task that Manchester United seem to be facing here. Little decisions like that going against them just all adds to the frustration. A very pent-up look about Erik ten Hag down there as he appealed against that decision. Ball's gone out of play on the far side, throw into Bournemouth. Adam Smith to take. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1, 6:06 to come with Robbie and Chris once this game has finished. Solanke is relieved of possession by Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes plays one forward, looking for Rashford, who's got a bit of pace on the left wing, but Adam Smith found another, sorry, that was Cook. Cook found another gear. He was able to step on the accelerator, and he kept up with Rashford there, and he was able to play the back pass to the goalkeeper. Here come Manchester United. Casemiro to Bruno Fernandes, midway into Bournemouth territory. Solanke is back helping out the defence. Great work from Solanke to disrupt Manchester United's flow.
As a team, they're working so hard defensively without the ball here. As you say, Solanke dropping back in, Kluivert likewise, maintaining good defensive shape and making it very hard for United to play through them.
Good atmosphere here. The Vitality, which is one of the smallest stadiums in the Premier League, but they're creating a real racket. The home fans very much enjoying the scoreboard with Bournemouth 2-1 in front. Manchester United, who have had 7 away wins in the Premier League this season, but 6 of them have been against teams currently in the bottom half of the table. They've struggled to beat anyone in the top half away from home. Here is Bruno Fernandes, full of energy as always, gives it to Rashford on the left wing. Slightly more lethargic look about Rashford, but low ball in towards Hoyland. Zabani reacts better, and he's able to clear the ball away. Rather fortunate that it falls to Cook there. He could have given away possession. Bournemouth slam it long into the Manchester United half where Kambuala is the deepest lying defender. Dalot plays it forward now. Bruno Fernandes tries to make a run. Zabani gets ahead of him. It's a game that's been played at a really fast pace here at the Vitality this evening as Kelly tries to clear away. Ahmad closes him down and the ball goes out for a Bournemouth throw. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1.
You mentioned that pace, that the amount of work the Bournemouth players are getting through here, Conor. The question mark will be as the game progresses, we enter the final stages, whether they can maintain that work rate and whether the game will start to open up for Man United.
All over in the Rugby League, Matt Newsom.
Yeah, Hull KR into the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup. They've beaten Lee, who beat them in last year's Challenge Cup final by 26 points to 14. A deserved victory on home turf. They had to work hard for it. A seesawing game, but it's Robbins who bob into the semis. They've beaten Lee by 26 points to 14.
Thanks very much, Matt. Rugby Union coming up on Sports Extra. The build-up from 7:45 of Northampton against Bulls. That quarter-final of the Rugby Union Champions Cup. Kick-off at 8 o'clock. On Sports Extra, here on 5 Live. Bournemouth leading Manchester United 2-1 in the Premier League. We'll bring you Liverpool against Crystal Palace tomorrow at 2, and also Arsenal against Aston Villa at 4:30. 2 big games in this ever so tight Premier League title race. Lloyd Kelly at the back for Bournemouth, plays it forward towards Clivert, looking to turn Kambuala. Oh, he's done really well there, Clivert. He's into the penalty area, tried to apply the final touch, and it's blocked by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Hoyland tries to clear away and he's lost possession on the edge of the penalty area. Great run by Clivert there, looked like his dad. As Ouattara tries to send in a low cross and Christie has to slide in to ensure Bruno Fernandes can't bring it away. Fast pace continues, 2-1 it remains.
Tremendous feat by Clivert there, great balance, great quality being demonstrated, but that whole run of possession resulted from Marcus Rashford losing the ball on the halfway line, and then it allows Bournemouth to have 20-25 passes ending in a good chance on goal. They've got to be better with the football.
Another goal for Bournemouth here could be detrimental for Manchester United, but at 2-1 it's always on a knife edge. Smith has some defending to do here, under pressure from Marcus Rashford. Rashford nods it on for himself, nearly runs it out of play, ultimately does run it out of play. Despite his best efforts to keep that in, he sort of backheeled it on the goal line. He fell onto the advertising board, but the ball did ultimately go out of play anyway, and that is a goal kick to Bournemouth away to our right hand side.
And great defending again by Smith. You look at the physicality against Rashford, you expect to have a good afternoon, Marcus, but Smith is holding well to his task and defending really well indeed.
Erik ten Hag was twirling his arm in the air like he was turning a wheel down there. He's trying to get extra vigour from his side here, away from home with the Vitality. Pass by Smith, intended for Ouattara, is cut out by Wan-Bissaka, and that's going to be a throw into Bournemouth just over the halfway line as they come forward down the right hand side. So throw in for Smith, using all his age and experience, just realising, just slow it down, just calm things a little bit here. Then he takes the throw towards Solanke. Solanke, scorer of a fine opening goal in this game, is challenged by Harry Maguire and the ball goes out for another Bournemouth throw.
I have to look at the relationship between Clivert and Solanke this afternoon. It's been so effective, both with and without the ball, defensively working as a partnership, but with the ball he's posing a real problem, Clivert. He's occupying Casemiro or Mainu, and again it allows Solanke to drop in the pocket. Again here, Clivert.
Kirkes tries to cross low and it's cut out. And that will go for a throw into Bournemouth, but time and time again Bournemouth is breaking into the Manchester United penalty area.
There's that pocket of space, he finds it so well. Clivert is posing too many problems, they don't want to come with him. He can half turn and he can be very dangerous looking forward.
Solanke might be just hobbling a little bit, and Bournemouth will keep an eye on that. Senesi takes his eye off the ball. Ahmad tries to nip in, looked like it might have been a handball from Christie. He was sort of shielding it from where the referee was located behind him, so I don't think Tony Harrington saw that. Low ball in, chance for Solanke wide. No, deflected, corner. Low ball in from the left-hand side from Kelly. Solanke arriving at the front post, and the last touch off a defender for a Bournemouth corner kick.
Conor, I think your point you made earlier was so valid, that Bournemouth look dangerous every time they go forward. They can score a variety of goals. Manchester United at best is going to take a speculative 25-30 yard shot to try and get the reward. So Bournemouth are dominant again in the second half.
Solanke's next goal will be his 20th of the campaign, and I certainly hope that he's okay to continue here. He looked sharp as he went for that ball. Corner's going to be taken by Lewis Cook on the left-hand side. Cook plays it low, another rehearsed move, flicked on by Christie. Clivert! Oh, he put the laces through it, but wide of the target. Another clever move from Bournemouth. They've been inventive with their set pieces. They once again creating a shooting opportunity. There's a big smile on the face of Andoni Iraola, and he'll be disappointed that that wasn't on target from Kluivert.
Yeah, I think the referee gave a free kick there, but I'm not really sure. There was too many offences being committed. The manager's happy. The set pieces are bright, they're inventive and posing real problems.
Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1. 5-5 for the BBC of the Premier League. Harry Maguire has it deep inside his team's territory. Manchester United playing from left to right as we look down. Ahmad, who's struggled to get into the game since coming on, has it inside the centre circle. Returns possession to Maguire. Back to Ahmad again, and cut out by Senesi, sliding in, and Bournemouth dominating those midfield battles again. Here comes Kluivert. Oh, he's just played his pass behind Ouattara, and Bruno Fernandes is able to pass it back to the goalkeeper.
Just looking there, Christie, for the first time, looking a little bit jaded, a bit tired. He's worked so hard in the game so far. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Billing introduced at some stage.
Bournemouth, who love to break fast, and they've been doing it to such good effect in this game. Smith with a header, flicked on by Cook. Kobbie Mainoo gets a touch for Manchester United. United who need to get into a groove here. It's all a bit scrappy from Erik ten Hag's team. Wan-Bissaka gives it back to the teenager Kobbie Mainoo, and he takes the simple pass back to Harry Maguire. Here is Rasmus Højlund dropping deep near the centre circle. Gives it back to Maguire with the teal-coloured boots. Forward to Casemiro, on to Højlund again, midway into Bournemouth territory, central location. Passes low to the right-hand side to Diogo Dalot. Kirkes is back helping out Lloyd on the left-hand side of the Bournemouth defence. A pass by Bruno Fernandes to Ahmad. Tries to step into the penalty area on the right-hand side. Pulls it back for Bruno Fernandes. Tries to cross, but two players right in his face, and that high work rate from Bournemouth is rewarded again as they cut out the cross at source. Here come Manchester United again. Ahmad, 12 yards outside the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka's going to try and break into the box. Sabani's got to be careful here inside the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka is forced outside the box again. Ahmad gets a touch. Now Rashford, poor ball in. Kirkes is able to intercept. Chance of a breakaway for Bournemouth here. Kluivert has it. Manchester United have committed a lot of bodies forward, but now they work hard to get back. Bournemouth hold on to possession, but they're back on the edge of their own penalty area again. Mark Warburton.
But as you said, Conor, they can't get any rhythm, United, because of this work rate, the way they're pressing, the teamwork, the cohesiveness of Bournemouth's players being so very, very impressive. I just think they've got to maintain this energy to try and see out this game.
Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1. Solanke and Kluivert for Bournemouth. Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, who's also hit the crossbar. Manchester United travelling support, trying to drum up noise and enthusiasm on this trip to the south coast. They're housed towards the end of their team attack here. Smith has it just in front of those Manchester United fans, and he's missed control there. Ball's gone out of play, throw in to the visitors. Attacking position down the left-hand side.
You just sense last few minutes a little bit of jaded tiredness coming into the Bournemouth. They're working, as I say, repeat ourselves, so tirelessly to close down, deny any opportunity to United. But this work rate comes to the cause, and they have to make sure they maintain this energy. I think substitutions will be crucial this afternoon.
Here's Senesi, another interception. Højlund battles back though to ensure that the Argentinian defender can't run into the Manchester United half. Bruno Fernandes gives it up to Casemiro. Now Ahmad again in a central position, challenged by Kluivert, and that's going to be a free kick to Manchester United midway inside their opponent's half.
Again, Kluivert working hard to get back, to get ball side and maintain that shape for his team. This has been a signature of the performance this afternoon. Again, they deal with that first contact and work hard to get there, Bournemouth.
Troyes Brentford beaten late on at Chelsea, drawn home to Liverpool at the weekend, now trailing away at Bournemouth. There's a troubling time. Oh, referee's given a penalty! Handball! Is it Christie who's handled it inside the penalty area? A shot from distance came in. It was Smith, Adam Smith. A shot from distance has been handled by the Bournemouth defender, and you don't see that very often because it came at him from a distance away. Now it's ricocheted off his teammate Christie. Will that have any bearing on the decision here? A shot by Kobbie Mainoo, ricochets off Smith, up onto the arm of the defender, and the referee pointed the whistle. I don't think that's a raised arm. Mark Warburton, what do you make of this decision?
I'm with you. I think he was aware of Bastra on his outside, so I think he's a bit more stunned. He'd worked very hard in the period of play just before then. It's a tough call, that one, as you say, ricochet, and the arm was not raised, so Interesting to see how VAR perceive this.
You know when a kid pretends they're a dinosaur, they pull their elbows in but they wriggle their arms below that. That's what Smith was doing. He's got the elbows in but the hand is sort of out. And does he move his shoulder? The other question I'd have, Mark, is it the shirt sleeve? Is it the shoulder more than the arm? This is far from cut and dry. The on-field decision is penalty, and the VARs who've tended to be a little bit more unobtrusive in recent weeks and going along with on-field decisions, I think this penalty is going to count. This is controversial. It's an opportunity for Manchester United to level up, but we've not heard the end of this.
I'm surprised that Bournemouth aren't appealing more here or showing their anger more. They've almost accepted the decision.
The penalty to be taken by Bruno Fernandes, already on the score sheet here. Can he level things up for a second time this afternoon? Adam Neto, who saved a penalty from Mo Salah earlier on this season. Can he deny Bruno Fernandes in? No! Bruno Fernandes plants it into the other corner. And for the second time today, United come from behind to level up. It's 2-2 in this pulsating game of the Vitality. No matter how well Bournemouth play, Manchester United keep coming back against them.
Against their honour players, you said they're going to regret the number of missed chances they've had throughout this game thus far, Conor, that's for sure. I think now it's slightly different to the first goal going in. They've got to maintain energy. A couple of players are a bit jaded. I think the manager may need to liven this up in terms of substitutions.
Well, you'll see it yourself on Match of the Day tonight. BBC One from 10:30. Smith, it ricochets off his teammate, who is maybe 4 yards away, 5 yards away. I think any closer he might have got more leniency for the proximity. Maybe it's just on the margin of that. And although his arms are in by his side, he kind of moves his shoulder. Is that a movement towards the ball? These are all the considerations that the video assistant referee would have been making there. Jared Gillett is the VAR for this game, but they've agreed with the on-field decision by referee Tony Harrington, and 2-2 it is. And Eric Ten Hag will be mightily relieved, because there's no doubt Bournemouth have been the better team here, but Manchester United showing remarkable resilience to not be behind. Here's Casemiro, plays it forward to Bruno Fernandes, he's on a hat-trick now. Crossing position on the right-hand side, Dalot leaves it, Wan-Bissaka to Ahmad. Very congested on the edge of the box, so he retreats it back to Casemiro, floats one in for Højlund, who jumps but can't get there. Højlund on his knees turns and applauds the effort of Casemiro there, but possession is back with Neto. 2-2 on 5 Live.
Fair play to Ahmad, the substitute that's come on at half-time here. He's eager to get on the ball, he's been clever with his distribution, with his movement, and having a positive impact thus far.
Bournemouth trying to take the lead for the third time in the match now. Come on the attack with Solanke. Good turn by Ouattara. Solanke shoots, but it comes off the outside of the boot and it corkscrews away into the crowd.
Again, creating opportunities from this left flank here. They get forward, it looked dangerous, and Solanke's physicality has been evident all afternoon.
First time that Bruno Fernandes has scored 2 goals in a Premier League game in over 2 years. Could Manchester United take the lead themselves for the first time in this game? Well, we mentioned particularly that first half hour when Bournemouth had chance after chance after chance. Would they regret not taking more of them? 2-2 with a quarter of this game still remaining. Onana's clearance towards Bruno Fernandes, who controls it well just over the halfway line. Dalot takes it off his fellow Portuguese player's toe. It's a great surge forward by Dalot here. Well tracked back though by Lloyd Kelly, and then as Dalot tries to cross the ball in, it was a funny one, he kind of missed the ball and he connected into the defender, and I think that's going to be a free kick out for Bournemouth.
You thought he turned down a chance to cross it there, he had the opportunity and, as I say, declined it, and Kelly did well, defended the ball well, and turns over, wins a free kick.
Diogo Dalot playing in a Premier League match for the 100th time. It is a free kick to Bournemouth. Adam Neto away to our right-hand side. 6:06 coming up with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage at the end of this game. Your chance to get involved on 5 Live. 08085 909 693. That's 08085 909 693. If you want to get on 5 Live this evening and talk to Robbie and Chris. Kambuala into the Manchester United penalty area. Short pass to Maguire. Back to Onana, under pressure from Solanke, clears away. Zabani gets it back for Bournemouth. Has to turn away from Rashford. Rashford catches him. Free kick to Bournemouth inside their own half.
So there's too much contact on that far side there, but they've won the free kick anyway. Looks like the first substitution coming in now for Bournemouth. 2 substitutions here.
So Romain Favre is one of those who is going to be coming on, and Max Aarons as well. So Ouattara makes way. Romain Favre will come on. He's yet to start the game for Bournemouth. This will be his 5th substitute appearance for the Frenchman. Max Aarons will take the place of Adam Smith at right back. So Favre and Aarons on for the home side. Max Aarons, who played against Crystal Palace not so long ago, that's been his only appearance since January. He will bring some fresh legs onto that right back position. You mentioned a few times, Marco, fatigue will become a factor given the style of play and the pressure that Bournemouth like to press.
Absolutely, they've worked so hard together this afternoon, collectively and individually, of course. I thought Smith had a good game. Unfortunate for him to give that penalty away in that manner, but I thought he had a very good, very impressive performance against Rashford this afternoon.
Wan-Bissaka gets the ball back for Manchester United inside his own half. Harry Maguire will clear away. Bad clearance, intercepted by Ryan Christie. Kambuala, though, will hoof it up into the air. It's going to come down on the halfway line again. Mino gets a touch. Højlund there to help him out. Now Ahmad. Manchester United beginning to roll up their sleeves and show a bit of fight here. They've come from 1-0 down and 2-1 down to level twice. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Picks a pass out to Marcus Rashford. Edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. Wan-Bissaka provides a decoy. Rashford tries to come in field, but it's intercepted by Cook. That's great work from Cook to bring it out of defence and to feed Kerkers. Now a chance of a fast break for Bournemouth. 2-2 on 5 Live. Solanke to within 10 yards of the penalty area. Rashford had sprinted back to keep up with Solanke, but Solanke goes beyond him again, and play on, says the referee, because Bournemouth still up possession here. Cook outside the penalty area, gives it to Kluivert, sends it across, too high for Solanke, and it harmlessly bounces out. Now the supporters are booing here. They thought there was a free kick for a foul on Solanke, but the referee had indicated play on as Bournemouth still had possession.
No, they broke with real power there and pace. They Cook wins the ball, drives past 2 or 3 United players. Solanke again. Rashford worked hard to get back, but he held him off, showed his physicality, and again looks dangerous in the United's defensive third.
The clock ticks on. We have got just over a quarter of an hour of normal time to play. 2-2 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Christie received that really well. Maynard was in front of him, but he was able to swerve away from the opponent. And now here comes Romain Favre, involved for the first time since coming on as a sub. Tries to play a 1-2 with Kluivert. Can't get on the second leg of it. Groans from Bournemouth fans as Aaron Wan-Bissaka clears away. Senese's made a mistake. Højlund tries to pounce. Senesi gets away with it. He just about prevented Højlund from breaking into the penalty area there.
Hearts in mouths and a few Bournemouth fans there, Conor for sure, but he recovered well. Well defended, he gets on with the game now, and again they're in attacking position. Good win from Lloyd Kelly here.
It feels there's another goal at least in this one. Kelly has it on the left-hand side. 2-2 on 5 Live. Favre to Ryan Christie, central location in the field. Bournemouth playing from right to left as we look down. Max Aarons, one of the 2 substitutes who's come on recently. Kelly came on in the first half. Cook gives it infield to Romain Favre. Favre veers away from Bruno Fernandes, right channel. Bruno Fernandes kind of gave up there. Favre then accelerated towards the box and is stopped by Harry Maguire. Here's Højlund from Manchester United, near the centre circle. Challenged immediately by Zabani. Warm applause from Bournemouth fans as the Ukrainian regains possession for his team. Aarons back to Cook. Infield to Zabani once again, the former Dinamo Kiev player. This is Senesi, good ball forward towards Solanke. Kambuala just about was able to stretch it up. Kluivert, edge of the box, tries to shoot. Brave block by Harry Maguire. Dangled his leg out in front of the shot. Kluivert has hurt himself. He's slow to get back to his feet. Bournemouth temporarily playing with 10 men here. Kelly has it on the left-hand side. Gives it back to Senesi. Kluivert is still down. I think he's got cramp. And Senesi, aware of that, puts the ball out of play so his teammate can get some treatment.
They won't want to lose Kluivert, that's for sure. Connor's been very impressive. Again, that relationship with Solanke was very evident in the last attack. They looked dangerous, they looked threatening, and continue to pose problems for Man United. It looks like cramp, hopefully, nothing more. But he's been a very effective performer this afternoon for Bournemouth.
Delay in play here while Justin Kluivert, who's had a fine game, gets some treatment. A reminder what's happened elsewhere. Manchester City had a big win at home against Luton. They go to the top of the table for now. Liverpool and Arsenal play tomorrow. The Grand National was won by the joint favourite I Am Maximus for Willie Mullins, JP McManus and jockey Paul Townsend. And tomorrow we will bring you commentary from Anfield at 2 o'clock of Liverpool against Crystal Palace and also Arsenal against Aston Villa. Feels like a dangerous game, that one, for Mikel Arteta, because we know when Aston Villa are on it, they can be very, very impressive.
Yeah, I looked at that and I thought about the teams playing in Europe and the Champions League, but again, Aston Villa had their exertions this week and they likewise will be getting used to adapting to European football, so it'll be interesting to see the outcome of that game. Massive points up for grabs for sure.
Erik ten Hag is having a chat with Steve McLaren down in the technical area. Mason Mount amongst the substitutes for Manchester United. He's come on as a sub in the last 4 games in a row. There is still time here for either side to go and win this. Kluivert's back up on his feet. I think he's going to be okay to continue, but we're not back underway yet.
No, we're not. And just as you rightly said, there's Mount sitting on the bench, a player that cost 50, 60, 70 million pounds for Man United, and 2 years ago he was almost an England regular. And we're looking at why he's not being used, his cleverness and what he can do with the ball would be vital in this last 15, 20 minutes. Likewise, Bournemouth have got Scott and Billing as well, good options for them as well. So substitutions again, we'll see this game out.
Yeah, Kluivert's not going to be able to continue. So Andoni Iraola forced into another change. He's going to bring on the Turkish international Enes Ünal. Ünal, who's yet to start a Premier League game, but this will be the 10th league match in a row that he comes on as a substitute. So that is fresh legs into the Bournemouth attack. They won't have wanted to lose Kluivert because he's been one of their better players today, but it does mean that Favre and Ünal, there are some fresh legs, Max Aarons as well, who came on as right back in place of Adam Smith. Foul on the halfway line, free kick to Bournemouth, the foul on Romain Favre. So, deep breath, 14 minutes of normal time to play.
This will be all about maintaining the work rate for Bournemouth. They've been so good so far. They've worked together, kept the shape defensively, with and without the ball, been so impressive. It's important now this last 15-20 minute period to maintain that discipline.
Jump by Kambwala, but he's headed it straight down to Solanke. This is just outside the penalty area, the Bournemouth attack. It's 2-2 on 5 Live if you're just joining us. This is Solanke back to Senesi. One of 3 changes in the starting team today from the defeat at Luton at the weekend. Lloyd Kelly's got a cross here, bounces out, deflects from Kambwala, corner to Bournemouth. Bournemouth are very dangerous with these. They've scored 10 goals from corners this season. Only Arsenal have scored more in the Premier League. And Manchester United, no surprise that they bring all their players back deep into the penalty area to defend this.
And again, the last 2 effective corners saw interest to the edge of the box. United are very aware. Ahmad's there trying to cut that ball out. Interesting to see if Bournemouth to get their blocks and be effective again here.
Cook's going to take the corner. Left-hand side as Bournemouth come forward. Plays it in with plenty of pace. Bruno Fernandes heads away at the front post. Comes to Max Aarons about 15 yards outside the penalty area. He's under pressure from Ahmad and gives it to Ryan Christie. Christie returns it to Max Aarons. That's nicely done for Bournemouth. They've still got everyone in the middle who'd been up from the corner. Can Aarons deliver into the box? He gives it short to Romain Favre. Favre plays it across the edge of the penalty area and picks out Kirkes. Bruno Fernandes tries to close him down but can't. Cook had taken the corner on the left. Back to Kirkes. Low ball in, intercepted by Casemiro. And Manchester United should clear here. But Wan-Bissaka is tripped by Romain Favre. Free kick to the visitors, still 2-2.
Again, clever free kick to give away there on the counter, Man United, and they nipped it in the bud there and maintain a defensive shape. Here comes the United substitution.
And it is, as signposted, Mason Mount who's going to come on here. And it is Mount on in place of Kobbie Mainoo, so slightly more attacking-minded midfielder coming on for the teenager. Can Mason Mount swing this pendulum in the visitors' favour here in the closing stages? Mount into the midfield with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, who'll now be the anchor.
You've got to think here, some tired legs out there, Conor. Mount's quality and awareness of space could be very effective here in the closing stages of the game.
5 Live and BBC Sounds of the Vitality. Kambwala brings it out from the back for Manchester United, who are 1-0 down in this game, got it back to 1-1, then they were 2-1 down, and they got it back to 2-2. Here's Bruno Fernandes, just inside his own half. Back to Wan-Bissaka, back to Maguire, still the high energetic press being deployed by Bournemouth. Onana goes long and searching. Dallow's made a run from right back, veering across the pitch, but Cook is able to get there comfortably ahead of him, loses his footing, Cook though, and Dallow's able to steal it off him. Chance for Manchester United here. Rashford in the penalty area, can't keep it in play. It's deflected out for a corner. Corner to Manchester United. Cook got away with a slip there, just about.
I thought Dallow was offside on that first forward ball, actually. I'd like to see that again, should a goal have come from that. But they've got away with it. It's a corner here for Man U.
If they score from this, it could be controversial. Bruno Fernandes prepares to take the corner kick, and it's Bournemouth's chance to bring everyone back and defend now. Played short to Rashford on the edge of the tee. Referee gives a free kick to Bournemouth. There was too much pushing by the Manchester United players in the middle, which is ridiculous really, because they played the corner short. There was no reason for pushing them. What a let-off that is for Bournemouth.
I think they were trying to affect some blocks there, Conor, and it's too obvious for the referee. There's a block there, Hoyland holding him back. Free kick rightly given.
So free kick to Bournemouth, 2-2 at the Vitality Stadium. Neto sends it long up over the halfway line. Kirkes jumps with Dallow, both players claiming the other got the last touch. Kirkes is furious. It's been given against him. Throw into Manchester United, and he has come across and roared at the official, which, to be honest, in this day and age, he's got to be careful, Kirkes. People have picked up yellow cards for far less than that this season in terms of backchat to the officials. Casemiro here plays it down the right channel, but it's easily intercepted by Senesi. And then Kelly, under pressure, has got to retreat back to the goalkeeper. I would say over the course of this game, Mark Warburton, Manchester United have improved as the game has continued. They're playing better now than they did earlier in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just doing the basics better. So picking up second balls, winning some more challenges, playing forward. They've mixed up their play a little bit more in the second half and been more effective, but still Bournemouth showed great work rate, great togetherness, and look a constant threat when they go forward.
Into the last 10 minutes of normal time now. Fabra comes forward for Bournemouth. Casemiro working hard to keep him at bay. Unal gives it back to Aarons. Then Cook turns and rolls it for Zabarnyi. All the outfield players inside Manchester United's half of the field. Zabarnyi in the centre circle, weighs up the options. Bournemouth playing right to left as we look down at the red and black stripe. Solanke is fouled, and that's going to be a free kick to Bournemouth. It's outside of shooting distance. It's closer to the centre circle than it is the penalty area that Bournemouth attack, but again it's forcing the visitors back.
It really is. Look at the width being deployed as well by the Bournemouth fullbacks. Kelly willing to get forward, likewise Aarons on the right flank, so they're being brave in the way they play, and tactically they've been very good this afternoon.
So Cook is going to take the free kick. Manchester United forced to bring all their players back along the edge of the penalty area that they defend. Steve McNamara is out trying to make a defensive instruction to his team. The free kick's been taken short. Aarons then lofts it into the penalty area. Kelly backpedaling, can't keep it in. It was just overplayed by Max Aarons, who offers an arm of apology for Lloyd Kelly for that delivery there. Well, if Manchester United wasted their corner a minute ago, Bournemouth have somewhat wasted that free kick there. 2-2 it remains.
But they look bright and inventive still, don't they, from set pieces, and as I say, good movement from Kelly, third far post, just slightly overhit. But again, you hope very much a game of this quality isn't won by a mistake. There's a lot of tired legs out there right now.
That's the feeling it might be as Aarons goes down, fouled by Marcus Rashford. That was right in front of the visiting Manchester United fans, so as you can imagine, don't take too kindly to that. But free kick to Bournemouth it is. Right full back position for them. Coverage from Augusta to come after 6:06 on 5 Live. Day 3 of the Masters with Mark Chapman and Ian Carter and the rest of the team. Very much looking forward to listening in on that later on. As Kibala falls to his knees but does win the header to keep the ball away from Enes Unal. Here is Harry Maguire for Manchester United, a Premier League campaign that has featured so many late goals. Bournemouth, who've won their last 3 Premier League home games in a row, and all the winning goals have come 10 minutes to go or later. Manchester United, who've conceded 8 Premier League goals this season after the 90-minute mark. So this might still have a bit of a way to go. We've got 7 minutes of normal time exactly remaining. Ahmad controls on the halfway line, relieved of possession by Senesi, who's had a great game. Here's Kirkes now, into the penalty area for Bournemouth, and Kambwala sliding, cuts out the cross. It's another Bournemouth corner on the left-hand side, 2-2.
Again, Ahmad had the possession, but Bournemouth are around him. They snapped in the challenge, won the ball and played forward, and win the set piece.
So far this season, Manchester United have both won 3 Premier League games with goals scored in stoppage time, and they've lost 3 Premier League games with goals scored in stoppage time. It ain't over till it's over. Corner will be taken by Lewis Cook. Nobody's heading for the exits early here. It's been a thrilling game from start to finish, to be fair. This has never had a lull in it, this match. 2 goals apiece. Cook sends in the corner, headed out by Harry Maguire as far as Christie on the edge of the box. He'll dink it back in. Bruno Fernandes looks like he might have been fouled. Ahmad flicks it away but can't pick out a teammate, and Bournemouth regain possession. Bruno Fernandes quickly back up to his feet. Here is Christie. Gives it back to the halfway line to Zabani. Can Bournemouth get a second wind and take the lead in this match for a third time? Cook, it was a lunge by Casemiro, and he was fortunate, didn't catch Cook there. Cook still going. Casemiro still going in terms of his defensive efforts, and deflects the ball out towards Romain Favre. Here's a crossing position for Bournemouth on the right. Hangs it in, Solanke gets up, but Kambuala jumps in front of him and heads the ball clear. Manchester United can't get it fully out though. Here comes Max Aarons. Great first touch, drills in the shot low, but it's across the face of goal and wide.
And well played Cook there, Conor. So many times he's showed his experience, his quality, winning the challenges, picking up ball, feeding in his teammates. Very impressive from Cook in midfield.
Manchester United, who've allowed their opponents more shots at their goal this season than any other Premier League team. Even the sides in the relegation zone haven't allowed opponents as many shots at their goal. And that is certainly a pattern that has continued here today. So many opportunities for Bournemouth. Their one regret at this stage in a good performance is that they haven't scored more than twice. 2-2 it is. Senesi sends one down the left channel. Unal tries to get there, but Maguire beats him to it. And then Maguire, a little bit dicey there, rolls it back to Onana. Now the Cameroon goalkeeper puts it out for a throw, and he didn't want anything fancy there. It was just keep it simple, keep it safe. Throw in taken by Kelly. Solanke tries to control on his upper thigh. Christie reacted quicker than Mount. Christie goes down. Free kick for diving. Free kick to Manchester United for a dive. And I think Christie's going to go in the book for that as well. He is. Yellow card.
I want to see that again, Conor. You've got to say, I can't understand United. A shot flashes across their goal from Aarons. They then continue to play out, invite Bournemouth on. Bournemouth win the ball back, and the crowd ignited once again. Bizarre way of playing it here in the last 5-7 minutes of the game.
Just getting to see an action replay of this. Christie coming inside. To be, I at no point think that that's a penalty. He's the meat and the sandwich between Dalot. He sort of creates the contact and goes down. And look, I guess we want to stamp out the simulation from the game. He's saying there was contact. You can see the way he's slamming one hand off the other. It's not the most blatant dive you've ever seen, but he's in the book for it.
But fair play to the referee. He saw it, he called it, and he's given a yellow card. So good decision making by the official.
These are the narrow margins, though. That touch and go penalty for the handball from Smith, and then a situation like that. They've huge consequences, these decisions.
So much at stake.
That's why I'm very glad I'm not a referee and having to make them. Just over 3 minutes of normal time to go. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 2. It's been an exciting game. Will we get a late winner here? Here is Mount back to Kambuala, just inside his own half. Now Harry Maguire. No real high press from Bournemouth this time. Bruno Fernandes gives it on to Casemiro. Casemiro's loving the back heels today. Gives another one to Bruno Fernandes there. Now Rashford sends in across from the left-hand side. Christie gets there ahead of Højlund. Here's Casemiro again into the box, dribbling nicely. Can he get the shot away? Solanke with the tackle. Højlund battles on. Solanke sticks doggedly to the task and flicks it away out of the penalty area, but not fully clear. Here come Manchester United again. Bruno Fernandes to Ahmad. Back to Bruno Fernandes just outside the tee of the penalty area. Manchester United would love a late winner here away from home. 2-2 at the moment on 5 Live. Here is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 10 yards outside the box. Hoists it into the penalty area. Ahmad! Oh, shanks it into the crowd. And there's no late glory for Ahmad today, like there was in the FA Cup against Liverpool.
Great feed by Casemiro. Twinkle toes through the defence there, and unlucky not to get his rewards. Looking more dangerous. There's no doubt Bournemouth have lost some attacking impetus with the departure of Kluivert. He was so impressive for them, and his relationship up there with Solanke. So his leaving the pitch has certainly weakened Bournemouth.
Bournemouth's next 2 games, both away from home. They travel to Aston Villa next Sunday, then it's Wolves at Molineux the following midweek. And Bournemouth's next home game will be the visit of Brighton here to the Vitality, and that will be their second last home game of the season. This second half of the campaign has gone by so quickly. There's not long to go. Bruno Fernandes plays a good ball into the penalty area here. Wan-Bissaka pulled it back behind Casemiro. Bournemouth will be able to clear away groans from the away fans on the far side. Here's Unal, held up by Kambwala on the halfway line. Christie now's got to try and shrug off Ahmad. Fouled by Ahmad. Free kick to Bournemouth on the halfway line. 2-2.
And Christie again, tremendous work rate, tireless throughout this game so far, putting a tremendous shift.
Well, if it stays like this and it ends in a draw, it will be 5 points this season that Eric Ten Hag's team will have dropped against Bournemouth. The only one defeat in 6 Premier League games for the hosts. As Unal is unable to get in around the back of the defence there. And that's a free kick to Manchester United. Maguire will bring it out from deep.
Jorvis with a nudge there. Unfortunately, good ball in behind, but made it easy for the official.
Pushed by Unal on the lower back of Kambwala. Here's the reason for that free kick. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 2. Solanke and Kluivert scoring in the first half. Bruno Fernandes either side of half-time. The second of them a penalty, given away by Adam Smith for handball. Worth looking out for it tonight on Match of the Day on BBC One from 10:30. Here's Casemiro. Højlund, edge of the penalty area. Out to the left-hand side to Wan-Bissaka. Solanke back helping out the Bournemouth defence again. Gets there ahead of Casemiro the second time and clears it away. We're into stoppage time at the end of the game. 6 minutes to be added on. Here comes Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United. Pushes it in front of Wan-Bissaka. Cook's got to be careful. It's on the edge of the penalty area. And that felt a very reckless nature to the challenge there. And the referee has given a yellow card to Wan-Bissaka. He's showing a yellow card, but he's given the free kick to Bournemouth. It must be a yellow card for Wan-Bissaka. It's not been clear what he did there. It must be the yellow card for Wan-Bissaka.
It looks that way. Neto's not happy about something. I'm not sure what the incident is. But right now, for the first time in this game, United look more like the score. I think they're on the front foot, gaps emerging in midfield, and they're stepping in and winning first ball.
Well, I have to say, if Wan-Bissaka's been shown a yellow card for diving there, I think that's harsh. Because, I mean, although Cook gets the ball, that is a physical challenge into Wan-Bissaka.
We're in the 91st minute and the players are tired and nothing more than that, so it's more than a harsh yellow card if that's the case.
I mean, you know, we all hate diving. We've had the discussion earlier on the second half about trying to stamp it out, but that is not a dive. No. You know, it's not a penalty, but it's not a dive either.
No, far from it.
Yeah. Here is Dalot clearing away at the back down the other end. 2-2 between Bournemouth and Manchester United on 5 Live. We're almost done and dusted. We've played 90 seconds of the 6 minutes being added on for stoppage time. 6:06 to come with Chris and Robbie. You can get involved. 08085 909 693. Here's the number to get on 6:06 tonight on 5 Live, not just to discuss this game, but the day's other big footballing stories, with Manchester City back on top, having beaten Luton, Newcastle thrashing Tottenham at St James's Park, Brentford beating Sheffield United, and draws today between Burnley and Brighton, and also at the City Ground between Nottingham Forest and Wolves. This one isn't over yet. Throw into Bournemouth. Lloyd Kelly to take it. Left-hand side as the home team come forward. Kelly looks to give it distance down the left flank. He's picked out Unal. Unal has been allowed to turn and step into the penalty area, and that's a corner. A late corner in stoppage time for Bournemouth, who've been one of the most effective teams in the Premier League this season with corner kicks.
Well done, there's Unal. He held up play really well, turned, wins his team the corner. Tremendous.
Now, an update on that yellow card, which was puzzling us so much about Wan-Bissaka. The reason we thought that would have been very harsh is because it wasn't for Wan-Bissaka at all. I said at the time it didn't make sense. It was for Neto, the goalkeeper, and obviously his complaints and his verbals is what it must have been. There was no way that challenge was a yellow card. Here comes the corner, taken down the other end, comes off the head of Zabani, but the back of his head, and it doesn't go goal-bound. That was dangerous, though. Cook gets another chance to deliver. Really dangerous cross in, and Dalot hooks it out for another corner. Late pressure from Bournemouth here as they look for a dramatic winner against Manchester United.
And great delivery from wide areas. Cook again showing his quality and experience. Tremendous deliveries in the key areas. Another big test here for United.
3 minutes of stoppage is played. 3 to go. A packed penalty area awaits this delivery. Ryan Christie has placed it far side of the pitch from us. The right-hand side as Bournemouth come forward. Here it comes, lofted in, headed on the edge of the 6-yard box by Casemiro. Straight to Cook, 10 yards outside the box, plays a lovely ball back into the area. Favre shoots across the face of goal and wide. They're appealing it, might have taken a deflection. Referee Tony Harrington had a good view of that. He says no corner. Goal kick to Manchester United. Still 2-2. I think that should have been a corner. We've just seen the replay.
Yeah, he took a nick off the leg there. The United player. Should have been a corner.
Goal kick taken by Onana. Won back by Bournemouth on the halfway line. Cook hoists it forward. Kirkes, who started the game at left back, now playing as a left winger, tries to get there as Maguire clears away for the visitors. Cook for Bournemouth. High and hopeful again towards Kirkes. He does well to hold off Dallo. Now here's Ryan Christie into the penalty area. Challenges with Kambwala. They want a penalty and they get a penalty. Late drama at the Vitality. It's a penalty to Bournemouth. Deep in stoppage time. Ryan Christie fouled by Kambwala, and an opportunity for Andoni Iraola's team to surely win this game now.
What a shift he's put in, Christie. Again, he steps in there, 95th minute or 94th minute of the game. Unbelievable energy, steps in, wins it, and Kambwala blocks him.
This isn't going to be a penalty, and I'll tell you why I don't think it is, because the challenge on the replay looks to be outside the box. When the first challenge takes place, is that outside the penalty area? Kambwala connecting. Oh, it's so tight. It's so tight. It's right on the very edge of the penalty area. There's a chance this doesn't get given as a spot kick. Mark Warburton.
Is it the first contact, Conor, or is it the second contact that actually where he blocks him? There's the first contact. It's going to be a tight call. I wouldn't want to be giving this one.
To paint the picture for the listeners, Kambwala stretches with his left boot. That's outside the area. Doesn't make any connection with anyone. Then he's leaning back as Christie continues to run into him. And then that's the contact that led to the penalty. Oh, it's right. It is on the line of the penalty area. This is one of those split decisions.
I'm not sure how you separate or differentiate this one. It wasn't the first contact because Christie's momentum kept him going. It was a second real block there that caused the incident. So tough to call.
Well, the first time I saw a replay, I thought it was going to be outside the area. The VAR, Jared Gillett is pursuing the replays here. Now, we've access to the video assistant referee screens here. They're back looking at another angle of it now, trying to decide. I mean, the game swings on this decision. It's a penalty to Bournemouth if the VAR agrees with the on-field decision here of Tony Harrington.
And every angle we've seen so far, Conor, it puts it actually right on the line. I'm not sure how you call this one. He's going to look.
He's coming. No, he's not even going to. Is he going to come across? Hang on. He is. He's not. So here's what's happening. It's not a penalty. It's a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. I think on the balance, you know, you can say, was it in there? Was it on the edge? It wasn't clearly in. And we're talking about clear and obvious and what have you. You couldn't say that challenge was clearly inside the penalty area.
Ten Hag's a mighty relieved man for sure. Iraola is extremely annoyed there because it's such a tough call. I presume the kick can only be literally on the width of the white line here, Conor.
Huge decision. Tiny margins. And what could have been a penalty, the difference between it being a penalty and a free kick right on the edge of the box is monumental, of course. And of course there's a chance Bournemouth could stick it in the top corner here, but it is so less likely than if it had been a penalty kick. If anything, this is one of those that's too close to get it over the wall and back down again, and already Manchester United have put in a draft excluder. Well, two big penalty decisions for me in this game, and one of them given to Manchester United in this score, and one of them not given to Bournemouth. And on another day, both decisions arguably could have gone the other way.
Absolutely agree. Look how close. Look where the referee has placed this ball for the set piece. On the line here. Huge call. These are the fine margins, you rightly say. Hopefully Bournemouth get their rewards. They've been tremendous this afternoon.
We've got 8 seconds of the 8 minutes remaining. Free kick to Bournemouth. 2-2 on 5 Live. Unal clips the top of the wall. Corner kick to Bournemouth. He tried to just flick it into the top corner, and the Manchester United wall all jumped in unison, and the ball was deflected out for a corner kick. So what late drama. Bournemouth, the roller coaster of emotion, They were given a penalty, and then the penalty was taken away from them.
But it sums up. It's been a magnificent game to watch. Really enjoyable afternoon of football. And here we go, right at the last minute of the game, and another corner for Bournemouth.
Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 2. Lewis Cook to take the corner. Left-hand side as they come forward. Sends it in onto the goalkeeper, and Onana makes it stick to his gloves, and then he bowls it out over arm, and Bruno Fernandes will come over the halfway line. He gives it to Ahmad. It's not over yet. We're into the 9th, almost 10th minute of stoppage time. Bruno Fernandes plays a crossfield ball, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka's got space on the left. Fabre's outnumbered. Here is Mason Mount just outside the penalty area. Bournemouth have got everyone back now. Late helter-skelter at the Vitality on 5 Live. Diogo Dalot, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes, good work by Solanke to hold him up. Dalot gets involved again. The whistles now from Bournemouth fans because they want it to be blown up for full time. They're scared of conceding a third goal here. Kambuala can't advance though, and eventually it's hoisted forward by Bruno Fernandes, and Maguire wins a flick on, and this is Hoyland in the penalty area, and Senesi's got to be careful, and Maguire tries to get involved again, and it's Zabarni who clears it away, and that is the final kick of a pulsating game. Late boos from the Bournemouth fans who thought their team might have won it with the late penalty. VAR intervening to say the challenge was outside the penalty area. 2-2, a result that probably doesn't please either manager really. Bournemouth played very well over the 90 minutes. Twice they led, but twice Manchester United came back, and it's a point apiece, Mark Warburton.
Absolutely, the Bournemouth fans showing a displeasure there, but I think they'd be very proud of their team's display this afternoon. Tremendous performance. They showed energy and quality.